Because for so long you were saying somebody needs to do it, and now someone is doing it. I do agree.
And
I
nobody
do
did it.
agree that it is
And
late.
nobody did it. And nobody's doing it. It should have been done long ago. You don't make somebody $1 trillion in monopoly and then try to end it. No, that's not how
Wait,
things
is
go.
the
Sorry.
lawsuit that the industry is biased? Is that the it that you saying somebody should have been did?
Like battling the basically going against the industry right now. Like the
Y'all
whole
making
thing.
Drake a hero is gonna piss me the fuck off. Like, have y'all never been conned before? Do y'all not know any manipulators? Like, do y'all have no experience with motherfuckers who gaslight y'all and act like they the hero when they really the victim? Have y'all never been through this?
Well, I
But it
clearly
has
said on
to
the
be done,
pod, I
even if
ain't
we're
talking to
used to
fans no
that.
more. I ain't talking. Why this thing keep calling my phone? Hello? See, now I don't hear nothing. You fuck the room up.
No, I hear
Oh,
you.
there we go.
All right,
They
cool.
keep calling my phone like something's wrong. Did I say something on the pod? No, love,
Text
man.
you. Someone text
Yeah, text. Niggas don't text what they beef is, though. They try to get you on the phone.
you. Nah, because if you text it, sometimes it be out of context. You know, when you're trying to say beef, you got to say it a certain way. But when you text it, sometimes you fuck up that, that intro. But anyway, go ahead, as you were saying.
Yeah, go ahead, Ganny.
No, I just don't think that it's and I get what Eljanelle yes, Eljanelle, right? Yes, I get what you're saying, that he's not the savior, and I don't think that he is either. My thing is somebody has to do it. And if he is the one that, even if he's faking or like, trying to pull, how do you say, like a blanket over our eyes or something like that, it has to be done.
Okay, so what do y'all think the outcome is going to be? I don't know this for a fact, but I'm sure that he is informed because he's utilized these machines. He's been bragging and shitting on people about his numbers for years. And then you basically tell everybody that your numbers is basically inflated. And now you're supposed to be the victim because they pulled the you on you. Who is he saving? What is he changing? How is he a hero?
That's why I'm not talking to fans no more about this. We outside of fan land. I'm talking to music people now. Niggas know what's going on with the strings and know what's been going on. It's over, man. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over now. That's it. That's it. We're done.
So there's no one that could stand on the side of him. There's no one that could stand on the side of him and make it happen and make it work.
Make what work? What do y'all think is going to happen? All of a sudden, streaming is going to stop, and now every listen is going to be organic because Drake came and parted the Spotify sea. Is that what people think is going to happen?
Okay, I'm naive. Fuck it.
No, I'm seriously asking. I'm sorry. Sometimes I can sound abrasive, but
no, you're
let's
making
say
sense.
he wins. What's going to change?
Well, I mean, who you want to answer? Her?
If you have an answer, please do, because I asked a couple people this and
Well, I think the win. I think the win for him would be them paying him.
Yeah, no, I understand his personal wins. I understand his personal win. I'm talking about the people who are saying he's leading the charge and doing this for others and he's going to save the music industry and other people will benefit. I can't creatively come up with a way that other artists will benefit from his lawsuit. Can you tell me something that I'm missing?
Well, they think that it will crumble the industry and the streaming services and yada yada yada.
How? Can you be more specific than that? That sounds good. That sounds great.
Listen, my name is Bennett. I ain't in it. I don't know. I'm just basking in it like I did it. So
I mean,
this is great.
How many percent you give yourself? You like at least 5.
It ain't about me. I don't give a fuck. Turn up the music. It makes me jam. What?
Hey, I was hella surprised when that was the beat. Am I slow because I didn't hear that beat in the snippet when the shit dropped?
No, he did a good job out there. None of us knew that was coming on.
He hit the fuck out of that. That threw me off.
Nobody knew that was coming on. Oh man, Ian, I tried to bring you up. Both Ians, I tried to bring y'all up. Mark, I tried to bring you up. Niggas might be with their families. People might be with their loved ones. Can't really talk right now.
Not Mark.
Well, hold on. When are we getting the pods giving? When is it happening? I know it's not gonna happen this weekend. So when are we getting it?
A lot. We have a lot scheduled at the network. A lot of stuff coming. A lot of stuff coming. Pods giving. I don't want to give a date in case it changes, but soon. I booked a chef.
Just make sure he's handsome.
Man, I
Please
appreciate
and
it.
thank
Right.
you.
Pod of the year. How y'all doing?
Ian, Big Ian, good morning.
Big
Good
Ian.
morning. How you doing?
Good. Couldn't be better. How about you, my brother?
I'm good, man. I wanted to call you with some shit yesterday, but I knew everybody was blowing you up. Oh,
You should have called me.
it's getting tricky. The boy asking
What's
for too
tea?
much.
Ah.
My dog, hey, I had to sit in the back. TV Gucci, I was calling everybody. Yo, tell him chill. Get serious. I seen him kill Puff right in front of us on that stage. I got right off. Getting tricky. It is getting tricky.
I see y'all got a big show lined up. Hey.
Big as the what?
Hey. I see y'all brought the experts in for this one.
Stop it, bro. See, listen.
Fucking bums.
Stop.
Oh, my Lord. I'm just feeling good. Don't pay me no mind.
No, I know. You're in a good mood.
Oh, yeah. Anytime the episode is only on Patreon, I'm in a good mood.
Yeah. Ooh, fourth quarter.
Ooh. I'm waiting for this AdSense to hit. Let's go.
You did them $5 niggas kind of wrong.
I was telling too much truth for $5. It was over.
I know. I read it.
No, too much
That was a
honesty
crazy
for $5.
answer.
It's over for them niggas. They get too much for $5. I want to get rid of that $5 tier. It's over.
I was just about to ask, are you getting rid of the $5 tier?
I would like to very soon.
I've been begging them to do so for 2 years.
This is a premium product. So
Talk about it.
no, I think some of the $5 niggas need to go.
Wait, but never mind.
What? Get in your bag.
No. This episode you put out today, ain't that one of the free episodes?
No.
Oh, you only put it on Patreon?
And then skip the $5 niggas.
Yeah. What's a free?
I mean,
See, that's the point. That's the point. That was the whole point of the conversation today on the podcast. To anybody confused out there, I own all of this shit and can do what the fuck I want with it at any time. I don't have to listen to no company, corporation, person. If the free episodes were to end tomorrow, that would just be the end of it. There's no such thing. It's just the flow of shit. But I have a kind heart and I'm gracious, so I want to keep the free episodes. We've done it for 10 years. Want to keep it out there. It's a nice commercial for what's going on. But there's no such thing as free episodes over that.
Okay. Well, I was just about to ask, were you thinking about getting rid of the free episodes? I mean, I'm a Patroni, so I don't care, but
no, I don't want to get rid of it because it's nice. It's nice. And when I say I want to get rid of the $5 tier, like I do have a replacement. I'm not just trying to be some, like I told you the other day, we should do a $1 tier.
What they get? Like exclusive tweets?
Yo, Al.
No, that'd be hot. Like I ain't tell everybody else this, but fuck that. Yeah, that'd be hot.
Get them nigga. A $2 tier, man.
Penny for your thoughts, ass.
Give
nigga.
them a segment or something, man.
Penny for yeah, call it the penny for your thoughts.
Oh, my man Mark left right when I was about to ask him about his mac and cheese take.
Yeah, why y'all do him like that?
Take.
Mark got some wild takes on the low. I'm learning.
The Tupac take was wild too.
I almost edited it out, but
ridiculous.
Yeah.
No, I think you should put all the Tupac haters on blast. I be sick of them. They be thinking they so exquisite with that take.
I'm not
32B, like 32.
I ain't mad at
32B made me mad.
That nigga said Cassidy was better than Tupac.
Nah, that's when he fell off. He was on y'all with Black Thought. When he said Black Thought, I said
I was cool with the Black
Thought. I got a little nervous when he said Black Thought. I said, is this nigga gonna hit fire?
I wasn't gonna cop to it. Nope.
He lost that beanie. I ain't gonna lie, love you, beanie. Lost. He was falling off, but
he
had
said,
an argument.
He said Black Thought don't rap better than Pop? No, nigga. I'm not admitting nothing.
Yes, I mean, yeah.
When you said no, I looked at the screen.
We know,
I looked at the screen and looked at you. And
y'all know.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, but you ain't got to admit it,
right
so
off.
They know.
Oh, that's
yeah,
fair,
he
that's
fell
fair.
right off. He said, Cassidy? All right, buddy.
He went to Cassidy and Bahamadia.
I said, bruh.
Yeah, I wasn't rocking with that.
Yeah, I knew Black Thought was the only name he had. But I really enjoyed the pod. I had
It
a
was
lot of
good.
fun. It was so much fun.
I do have a question for you that's not too messy, but business related.
Let's do it.
How much should he have asked for, given that he's quote unquote done? The number I'm hearing that I know you heard, suicide mission.
But my thing is this, and I tried to ask them on the pod, but they such fucking fans over there. If he's of the belief that he recouped really, really, really fast, like, and he thinks that's a fact, then I guess he's well within his right to present that number.
Nobody said nothing about recouping. He said he fulfilled his obligation. Other mistake.
He should have left.
Oh, and I want to be clear. I do think Drake has a legal argument. He definitely has a legal argument.
Nah,
It's just
Agreed.
such a cop out as it's just not hip hop.
It's just gonna
But
be tough.
Yeah, it's gonna be real
he got an
tough.
argument. He got some meat.
But to
in that
answer you,
argument.
Ian, I wonder if they would have had no problem just giving them the same number again.
Yes. When you get
Why
to
would
them
I get the
D's,
same number again? That's a loss. If I
Because
get the same number
400 is
again, I lost.
400.
100 still.
No,
yes.
no, it's supposed to grow.
Hey guys,
How
happy
does it grow
Thanksgiving.
when you lose
Hi,
that rap battle?
Ian.
Hey,
Ian, how are you,
Ian.
my guy?
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Happy
I don't celebrate
Thanksgiving,
slaughter,
Ian.
but happy week, happy Wednesday.
But listen, how can
Hey.
it grow if the people you're talking to feel like we are responsible for whatever you have going on?
So what? That was our partnership.
That's-
Wait, I have an answer, Joe. I have an answer.
All right,
Please.
don't say anything tone deaf. Let's do it.
I'm the op, buddy. Come on.
Please don't. Please don't. Go ahead, Ian. I'm interested. Please don't ruin it.
It's pre-Thanksgiving. I'm not going to say anything tone deaf.
All right, let's do it.
I know the way it could grow.
Awesome.
Do it.
He has to leave. He has to
That's
go
a valid
do it
cause.
independently.
Oh,
That's
no, well,
it.
no, I know that. We know that. I said that. But we just talking about if he were to get it from the people he was asking from.
He's not
Hold on,
going to
wait.
get it
Are
from
y'all-
them
You can't
because they're
overstep that thought
No.
because he does have to leave. That's the end.
No,
that's
he does
the end.
not.
That's
No.
how
No,
you
I
get
disagree with that. I disagree with that. He can't.
You have to leave. You have to leave.
Will they let
If-
him leave is a question.
I don't.
Drake has
That's
never
what I
been
said. I don't.
independent.
They're not letting that boy go.
They're not
man.
letting him go nowhere.
See, I don't
think
believe that.
I think anybody talking about Drake going independent is that's fan fiction. Drake has never been independent. He's always had a machine. That's how we
But
got
wait,
Drake.
but if he were independent right now, how much do you think he could make a year?
Oh, the
a
number's
quarter
crazy.
of what he's been making. A
Hell
quarter.
no.
Shit.
Hell no.
You think
Yeah.
more?
I'm sorry.
You think
Wait,
That's somebody who
Wait,
doesn't
hold
know
on,
what
hold
they're
on.
talking
You
about.
think more?
Way more.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on, wait. Let me talk.
I think way
You
more.
think
4
Drake
times more.
needs the machine?
No,
No,
he doesn't.
He doesn't.
Drake is the machine.
Doesn't.
Drake is the machine.
Yeah, I think y'all are tripping. Y'all are
Why?
tripping.
Okay, well,
I think y'all think
wait,
Drake
Janelle,
is the
tell us
machine.
why.
Hold on, I think y'all think Drake is the machine because the machine worked so good that now, and a lot of people do this. When you have a great team or you have people behind the scene making shit happen for you, they get confused and think it's them making it happen. It's the machine.
I'm not speaking on this behalf, and Daddy, when you clip this up, clip me up in context. I'm telling you, at least 3 times more money. That's why they won't let him. The kid acting.
That's a fact.
For
That's a fact.
$2.9
That's a
billion.
fact.
Leave.
So who cares? So then, Ian, if that's the truth, then why don't they give him the money?
I have some friends in BMF, and BMF was over there, couldn't leave either. Same shit.
But that's not the same shit. Drake is responsible for more music consumption than decades worth of music across all genres. It is not the same.
Wait, y'all don't think that's because of the machine? So y'all don't think the machine?
Hold up with your machine talk. Let the pros talk for a second.
I'm asking questions. Y'all gotta have somebody that's not a pro to help.
We answered you. We said no.
Way more.
If that nigga had some heat, right? If he had some fire, some fire, undeniable fire, and just sent out a tweet and hit upload, and then went and did all of his shows just on his own. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. What are we talking about?
I'm saying 10 to 20 times the amount of money he's earning now. He would be making with no middleman
in his pocket.
But that's the threat.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, but is it worth your life?
his life's in jeopardy now if you're taking that
Absolutely, and he knows that shit loud and clear, and I won't say nothing else. This shit is. I thought the Puff shit was serious when he got out. This way worse.
Yeah, if he went independent, they would do something else.
Immediately.
They would do something.
That I don't believe, because I think his influence. It's not tone deaf.
They
It's
killed
confidence.
Michael Jackson in front of us
Yeah,
and left
exactly.
a bloody shirt in the closet, and nobody said a fucking thing.
Big facts.
Yeah, no,
No,
I honestly,
the boy is
here's
worried.
2
That big ass
seconds.
fruit he had in his. Oh, Danny, don't put this.
I'm gonna tell you what I think this is. This is the common case of being reliant on a system and a guaranteed check, as opposed to taking a chance and going out on your own. I don't think it's any more complicated than that.
And I agree.
And I disagree.
How much money do you need to have before you're willing to take the risk? I mean, once you up 400 M's, can't you then be like, yo, I'm gonna take the risk? Like, why are they so scary?
That's the trick, though.
No, you can't if your expenses and your lifestyle are now drawn up to that level and you're reliant on those guaranteed checks.
Yep.
But if y'all believe
I think risk taker got to be in your blood. I think
totally
it kind of got to. It's either in you or it's not in you.
100%.
I agree.
You either got the juice or you
That's
don't.
where I agree that it's too late. It's because, like, if he was gonna do it, he would have done it. Like, he doesn't have that heart.
They paid him not to.
That's the only reason that. That's the only reason that they're paying him these numbers, for him to not influence the rest of the creators to be independent. I think the whole music industry damn near collapses if he goes independent.
Correct, which is why I think he
100%.
should go independent, because the whole creator industry as of 3 years ago is going in a direct-to-consumer type of marketplace. So if anything, Drake is now late to that party and dependent on an archaic model that is no longer relevant at least in my opinion.
Do you think LeBron still want to play ball, or the NBA won't let him retire because they don't have nobody to replace him?
Well, no, I think that LeBron, like Tom Brady, got their situation set up already for after they retire. They're gonna give LeBron his team, like they're gonna give Brady his team as a thank you. You're the man.
But you're still playing ball inside the ecosystem. You ain't gonna build in Brady FL like Vince tried to do and got destroyed running that shit again.
Wait, you saying Brady would be playing once he gets the Raiders?
No, I'm not saying gonna be playing. I'm saying, but you're still inside of the ecosystem. To tell Drake to leave and be independent, they didn't gave to like, dog, this shit is serious. I know people want to focus on the rap part. I'm talking about the life part.
Yeah, I don't care about the music part no more.
Ian,
The
I
business
think
part,
that shit is such bullshit. They're going after his life. Bullshit. That is such bull. That's such a cop out.
Who was with him yesterday? Like, this is not, dog. No, it's not.
It's not.
No.
It is such a fucking cop out, and we need to move away from it.
If this happened, and
I'm muting the stage. Ian Schwartzman, it's not a cop-out. Black people don't believe that Michael Jackson died the way they say. There's a bunch of people that we don't believe died the way they say that they died. So it's not a cop-out.
I have questions.
Go ahead. Wait, before you go.
Okay.
Do you guys want to hear from Grandpa Rick?
No.
She's a Kendrick hater.
Well, we're not talking about Kendrick right now, right?
Oh, well, she loves Drake.
I would love to hear from Grandpa
I mean, we
Rick.
did.
She loves Drake.
Yeah, I would too. Like, I do think her opinion is going to be pretty good. So
Yeah,
I
All right, but go ahead. What's your question, Elle?
When you guys talk about independent, aren't they still kind of connected to the machine? Like, the people aren't really truly independent. They just have like a different deal, correct?
No, we talking about truly independent people, not the people in partnerships that are claiming to be independent.
Got it.
Like label partnerships, I'm saying. You can have your partnerships. Independent is independent. Drake don't need nobody. He don't need nobody. He got a phone. He got a phone and talent. That's it. The end. $400 million a year.
That's true. I forgot Rick was OVO. I definitely want to hear what she got to say.
Oh, Grandpa Rick.
Hey y'all. Joe, I feel like you're stepping on the product right now because I wasn't even done with that amazing podcast you guys dropped on the Patreon. I was in the middle of enjoying it and I saw you were on the stage.
You'll get back to it. It's there for you. It is
I
there
know,
for
but I
you
was
to
just,
listen at your liberty, girl.
I know, but I was like stopping because I had to react. I had to tell my sister. I had to play some parts. She's very upset for the record. She's a $5 tier person, and she was very triggered. I told her she had to pay that extra $5.
Yeah. Hey, I left it on the 10. I was going to leave the 10 people out, but I left it there.
Joe.
Yes.
Okay, last comment, but I just want to say this. The same way people are saying Drake can't go independent, it's like they want him stuck in the major system, the same way fans want you in a system like Joe Rogan or other podcasts. It's the same thing. They want you in a place where they're comfortable seeing you.
Where they understand it.
Who understands it?
The fans or whoever it wants you to stay in that box.
Yeah, but what is that? Why do they want you trapped in a system where we know it's not advantageous to the artist?
Well, everybody don't know that.
We don't know that.
People don't know that.
And I can tell you that a lot of times, from a fan perspective, and from a creative perspective, we still assume that the major or the institution is more stable and more legitimate. Like I was telling you yesterday, Ian, off air, like I stayed on TV way longer than I needed to because I still believed that if people saw me on CNN, I would be more legitimate than if they saw me on YouTube. And people will be like, yo, why are you not on TV no more? Why are you on YouTube? And it's the same thing with music and everything else, is that there are people who be like, yo, if Joe Budden were on this podcast network or on this thing that's legible to me, then I know he's good. I know the product is good, and I think he's doing better. A lot of times people really be thinking they rooting for you by keeping you in the matrix instead of pulling you out.
In the box. Yo, my God, you are killing that point.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that.
100%.
So it is. It's a way to keep you in a box they're comfortable with. But the second you get out of that box and break free of it, it's like now you've downgraded, but your business and your entire infrastructure could have grown 100x, but no one.
And nobody would know that.
No, as the only person who's on this stage who said I don't think he could do independent, I just want to say that was a gross miscalculation of what my reasoning was. I don't think the same thing for Joe that I think for Drake. I think that Drake has been spoiled and been handheld by the industry. So when a person is spoiled like that, if you just let them go on their own, it could lead to devastating effects. Like Joe said, it's either in your blood or it's not. And he doesn't give me rebel. He gives me set it up for me and I'm gonna come in and do my thing. So it could be not the best idea for that type of person.
If that's the case, why are they fighting so hard to keep him?
There you go. Good point.
Yeah, because he definitely his rebel doesn't scream out loud, but it's definitely there.
I was gonna say, I feel like Drake feels like he's been rebelling. He raps a lot about how he don't talk to the label. I just show up with the music and they pay me. I don't have to deal with them. I'm not folding to him. In his mind, I think this whole time he has been rebelling. Now there's a whole conversation.
But the label ain't there to be your friend. They don't care if you never speak to them. As long as you get the hand in that crack, and then we get to bust it down, we ain't got to talk.
I feel like this beef says otherwise. The way that not only the label, but everybody in the industry from media on down has jumped on board to conspire against him, it reeks of hurt feelings. These people are not happy at the way that Drake has been running this shit. And it's mainly because he's not buddy, friendly, and he's fucking y'all wives and girlfriends. Yes, he's doing that as well. So people are just very hurt. It's giving hurt and miserable.
I also have one other thing. I think that what they're really scared of at the label side is Drake is at a place now where if you keep letting him build this repertoire and this catalog, in 2 seconds he becomes more valuable than the entire Universal Music infrastructure. And he's going to end up owning everyone else's catalog, putting Lucian out of business, and creating a world of shitstorm for everyone in that building that's fleecing their pockets.
Ian, I love that point. My question to you is, if that happens, you don't think nobody would want to put hands and feet or something else in him?
The big facts.
Sure, yeah, I think people would want to, but at a certain point.
And you think nobody would do that for close to $1 trillion? No?
No, I think people would want to, but I also think the guy who's worth more than $1 trillion has more power
He's
than the guy
tangible,
who's
Ian.
scared of losing his job. He's what?
He can be touched. I mean, he's not. It's not like he's. Look at him. You can see that there are things people can do to end him if they want to, and they are showing him, and you can see it.
But they're not ending him. This is a facade. Stop saying that. That is so
They're
offensive
giving
What
to
him
who he
room to
is.
breathe.
have you heard any of that music this summer?
Who
They are
cares
ending
about
him.
that music? I want to tell you guys something. If he never puts out another song ever again in life, his catalog is still bigger than anybody's
Any
that's ever
competition.
existed. Period.
Wake
Who
it up.
owns that
Just
catalog?
stop. He owns it.
He owns
Yes.
it.
That's
Stop.
the other
And
Stop
facet
with.
of Budden.
Well, no, he
Wait,
no,
slow
he's
down.
hold
We
on.
gotta
Slow
I
down.
read
stop.
this.
All right, great. He owns it, right? We still don't know what that means for Universal's participation in that catalog.
Sure.
15 years from what I heard.
What do
Right.
you mean by that?
What'd you
What does
say,
that
Ian?
mean?
15
said-
years
I
from
said-
what I heard. I floated the little idea. Hey, why not just bring him over to Meta and let y'all launch our platform through him? Oh, we tried.
Dog,
We don't wanna
yes,
pay a
any of
royalty for
them would
15
give him
years.
$1 billion. He
Yeah,
can't.
easily. You can't
Wait,
walk
Wait, I'm
away
Ian,
with
why
sorry,
all
did
Joe.
they
this.
say
Can you
that
tell me
they
what
tried?
you
What
meant
did
by
they say?
that? Can we go back? What do you mean by what does that mean for?
I'm saying, L, you can own the cupcake. If I got a contract that say I get to eat most of the cupcake every day
In perpetuity.
Exactly.
for the rest
until
of
you
life,
pay back that 400 mil.
then it don't matter that you own the cupcake.
But
That's what I
Joe,
was just about to say.
Okay.
hold on. Can I say something? If that was true, there is no reason to keep renegotiating. That's my point. That's not true. He's not stuck in the way you think he's stuck. He's
Wait,
stuck
I'm not calling them stuck. 1 and 2, UMG. We ain't heard a peep about them trying to renegotiate.
because you wouldn't hear about that because it's too big. It's way too, and it has a trickle down effect to every other artist that's trying to renegotiate their deal under Lucian. So you're not going to hear about that because then every little artist is going to think they can get more than they deserve, and it's going to create a headache at the universal infrastructure. Period.
If what you were saying is correct, there would be no renegotiation. They would hand him the extra money he's asking for.
To
That
keep it
depends on
quiet.
what.
It would just be
That
over.
depends on what they're asking for from the Drake team. There could be things.
Well, we working on rumors right now.
Of course, this is speculation, but what I'm saying is it could be bigger than a cash ask. It could be, hey, Lucian, I appreciate everything you're offering me. I'll accept the 600 million in cash, but what you're not giving me that I really want is 20% equity in UMPG
Never gonna
and
happen.
UMG. And
That's what he's asking
Yeah,
for,
never.
though.
I'm just
That's what he
saying that's what
deserves,
it
to be
could be,
clear.
and
If
it is
he's
what he
bringing in
deserves.
all the checks the
Universal
way
give
y'all
him
even
that.
admitting he is, what and this is why I feel like this is a culmination of your entire podcast show. From 2018 on up, you've been talking about creators' equity, owning your own. And I get that that's part of your resentment for Drake because it does feel like he just took the checks. He didn't try to fight. He didn't try to fight the fight. I get that piece. But I think I would expect a little more empathy from you, Joe, because you know it takes that moment, that wake up. He's having his wake up call moment. It just took him all this time because he was always on top. I don't think
agree.
it's over. I think he can
I
still
agree.
do the wake up. He can still, and who better than Drake? It would have to be Drake to do it. Who else could do it if not him?
That's right. That's right. It doesn't mean I
But
agree with his music right now. It's just the truth has to be put out there. Otherwise, you're just playing off of speculation the whole time. Like this guy is the one guy who could knock over the building.
But he's
Rick, I'm not all the way against that. I'm not all the way against that at all. Actually, that's a best case scenario. It just don't look like we are near
We
that.
gotta root for it.
It looks like an emotional reaction compounded by emotional reactions. I read through the thing. It don't sound like you have it don't sound like you have to take the industry down smoking gun in there. What really would have done it was him taking his value away at the right time and making him crumble.
We can't go back. He
Wait
didn't
a
know.
minute. You
He
don't
didn't
you
know
don't
then.
think
Mark.
He
But
knows
that's why
now.
Hold
it
on, wait
might
a
be
minute.
too late because
Hold
you
on, I
can't
disagree
do
with
that when
that.
the crown is being actively taken away from you. This is bad timing. You can't do that right now. It's not your place to do that. Really, at this point, you should have done that
Oh, I
when you were
disagree with
battling
that.
for the.
But she's right. We can't rewind time.
Wait a minute, Joe. You said you didn't see a smoking gun, but in the petition, the smoking gun is not supposed to be in the petition. It's the evidence that he gets if the court grants him that petition that would have the smoking gun in it. So
even petitioning for the evidence tells you that he doesn't have it.
He doesn't have it.
Well, he doesn't have
He
to
doesn't
have
have
it
it.
if he knows it exists. That's why you do the petition to get the evidence to use.
Listen, they're gonna make the company pay $10,000 like they do the big companies with a data leak, and they're gonna send them on their merry way. Too much is disrupted. Too much would be disrupted by them even letting Drake find somebody that could spill something that is
Spotify and all the podcasts.
Yeah, they would come together and jump that boy.
Wait, so y'all think the industry is untouchable then? Y'all feel like
That's
there's no
what
point.
I'm frustrated
It's
about.
no point
not
Giving them
untouchable.
No. I don't think it's untouchable. I just think you have to play a perfect game, which is why I'm so mad at him, because he was the only one that could have did it.
He
Well,
needs
Joe,
us.
Joe, let me ask you a
If we
question.
really want him to win this fight, it's going to take you using your voice.
Mhm.
Because you just said it was power in words. It's power in
Mhm.
words. So we keep speaking like he lost before he even fought the fight. Then yeah, he might lose. He need us to back him up.
He
And
lost
Joe,
when he
you
fought
got to be on his
Lewis
side.
2
Because this is,
years
like
ago.
I said, this is the
Well,
end
then
of
maybe
your
He already
whole
lost.
podcast.
We don't want this.
Maybe
He
he
already
shouldn't have
lost.
shitted on us if he needed us. Then.
Right. We don't want this.
Hold on, I
Maybe
have
he
a
didn't play a
question for
perfect
Mark.
game then.
Mark, I got a question for you. When Mark and I were talking off camera yesterday about CNN and him being a correspondent on there and how it felt to be on TV and what the perception was, my question for Mark is, at a certain point, we all looked at broadcast television like the pinnacle of making it if you're a personality. And you'd be honored to be up there. But as we see, as time goes on, and we see that connecting with your fans directly, building your own infrastructure, your own platforms is becoming more valuable, we're seeing that archaic media, legacy media like CNN, MSNBC, Fox, they're falling off the ranks, losing advertising money, and losing confidence from the viewers. What makes you think Universal and every other major label institution is not losing ground on the independent infrastructures, and they're not desperately clawing at someone like Drake? Because if they lose him, they lose all the consumer and artist confidence in the world moving forward, and eventually they just go down spiraling the drain, losing all their market share to an independent movement.
I think in a lot of ways the is parallel. I just think that I think that potters and YouTube video content makers are ahead of the music industry on this. Not necessarily not because they're necessarily smarter or better, just because of how the infrastructure is. Like TV thought it was going to win forever, and then one day they looked around and was like, wait a minute, people aren't watching us anymore. Oh wait, we got rid of Glenn Beck. Oh wait, now he creates the Blaze. Oh wait, we thought we killed Tucker Carlson. He's making more money now than ever before and has more viewers than ever before. Bill O'Reilly, same shit. And I think that with music, there's a lot of the people who have the power, like Joe is saying, the people who have the power to move the thing forward, like the Bill O'Reilly and the Tucker Carlson of music is the Drakes. But they're still trying to stay on the plantation. And if you start, if until they're ready to make the move, it's just going to be a lot harder. And I hear this is still on the tip of like, well, we think he lost before the fight already started. I think what Joe is saying, if I understand him correctly, and if he is, I agree with him, is that we're in the fourth round of the fight. Drake is just realizing he's in the fight. The time to win the fight was when he was at his peak, when he had the energy and the money and all the things to pull out. It's not impossible to beat the music industry, but you need to play a perfect game. But also, you also need you need mass action and mass organization led by somebody strong like Drake in his prime.
Right.
And I don't know when the next one of them is coming around.
And that's my point, Mark. This to me is no different than the third party fight that we're having with the Democrats right now. As a Green Party member, hopefully you can appreciate this, but that is the equivalent to me of saying the Green Party they might as well give up. They're never going to defeat the Democrats. They might as well tap out. This is the same fight. We can't just give up because it's not the quote prime time. Yeah, the prime time for the third party to rise would have been 2016 Bernie Sanders. I'm clear on that. But does that mean just because they squashed it and he tapped when he tapped, does that mean third party should give up? Or do we have to just keep fighting on with what we got? And should Bernie, like, it's the same argument to me. It's the same one.
Let me ask a question to Mark, Ian, Joe, everybody, all the speakers. What percentage of the internet is comprised of dead or fake users that are bots? He is essentially trying to unveil a Ponzi. as we're going into a recession.
20 to 30%.
Like
Yeah.
low end. Like this is a tricky ass game he's playing at a tricky time. And I'm gonna say this too because I was there when the Puff shit happened. Man, there's certain families we can't go against publicly at being black. That's a declaration of war.
Yeah, like
I
I
just have
think that Puff had a case with them Ciroc
He
niggas. I
did.
think
He
Definitely
just
did.
did it
everything he
publicly.
was saying was true. But
Yes.
pow pow.
All right.
Yes.
I just
I
had a
didn't even fucking
question
know George Clooney on fucking Casamigos. He definitely had a point.
Quietly,
about
right?
that. I had a question. Hi, Joe. Hi, everybody on the stage. I just had a question. Are we really about to sit up here and be like Aubrey is the new Martin Luther King? Is that what
Yes,
we're
that's
doing?
what they doing.
Right.
That is
What y'all
they
got
doing.
going
I
on?
hate
Y'all
it.
think he a
I don't
freedom
understand
fighter?
what
What
that.
the fuck
I
we
don't
got going
understand.
on?
I
I don't
hate
understand
it
what she's saying. What do you
Y'all
mean,
because
saying
Johnny?
everybody is positioning him like he's a hero
he a
coming to
freedom
save the game,
fighter.
and I
Like
hate it.
what we got going on? He is not. Like, come on, y'all.
It's
Y'all don't think 85% of this is fueled by ego and a sore loser?
absolutely
No.
Joe, wait,
not.
Joe, Nate, we're not talking about that.
Probably
That's not what we're
No,
talking
we,
about.
we don't think
Okay.
that, and that's
Yeah.
not
Well,
what this
I do
conversation
think he has a good legal argument. I just think it's kind
Right.
of snitching in a
Right.
way because he's telling on himself. You utilize this.
Right.
That's how you know that's back there. So to
Exactly.
say, hey, y'all can't use this against me. Y'all supposed to use this for me. He's snitching, but
He's
that's some
I feel
street
like
shit.
that's
Wait,
all
It's like
this is
revisionist.
him
It's a bit of
snitching?
revisionist history. It's a
Yes,
bit of
this is him
revisionist history.
snitching
He
for
wasn't
sure.
benefiting.
We are
He never benefited.
this is so fucked up. Like the
No,
snitching
Ian, let
thing
me
is
tell you
so
why I'm
fucked
calling
up.
it
Oh
snitching.
my
I'm
God.
only calling it snitching because I am of the belief that he utilized all these things. All these things that he's calling cheating now, I believe that Drake utilized all these systems for him to win. So if you
Absolutely.
if you utilized all this shit for you to win, and then you say, hold on, wait a minute, you can't use this shit for somebody else to win, that's cheating. Then that's snitching to me. You got in the car.
I
you
don't
was
even
with the
I
car.
don't even think this is really his point. I think what you're seeing is very topical. It's meant for people who read through the document to jump up and down about, but the real issues that he's digging into are layers and layers and layers so much deeper than what you could read, and I don't think those two things even lead you to
Wait a
there.
minute, Ian. That was very vague. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Ian, that was very vague. And I'm the type of person who reads through all the documents. So you're saying you don't think that UMG had agreements with Spotify to boost Drake's shit?
UMG owns Spotify. Don't you guys understand that?
You don't think that they made these same agreements to boost
With
Drake's
Drake.
shit?
Guys,
But
listen to me. UMG and Spotify are one company, even if they're positioned to look like something different.
Yes.
What no one is refuting that. You're missing the point. What
But
she's asking.
they pick and choose who it is gets the
Okay.
spotlight and gets the attention,
Right.
which at any
So, but
moment
when
could
it
be
was
any
him,
artist.
why was it not a problem when he was the one they chose?
They didn't
they
choose him. Fans chose him.
What?
Yes.
What?
we
Yes.
chose Drake.
Yes.
I hate the
Y'all
revisionist
crazy
history.
as
We
hell.
absolutely
See,
did
this is
chose
Who
him.
cap.
listens
This
to?
is cap.
I'm gonna
This is
no.
cap.
I'm gonna say
we're gonna
something.
say that.
I'm gonna say
Hold on
something.
one second. But Ian, can I throw something out there
Yeah, of
so
course.
you
Go
can
ahead.
answer that while you're speaking? So are we going to, and this is where some of like the conversation gets a bit muddy and it gets we then temper in delusion a little bit. Do we want to believe that there was not a machine behind the skyrocketing success of some of Drake's releases, especially Scorpion?
Yes.
We
That's
don't
what they've
think
been in
that
here trying to
Scorpion.
say.
Do we not remember being on Apple Music and going on Spotify and seeing Drake's face on every playlist you can imagine that had nothing to do with his music? And we're gonna say that that was all fan focused and that was not machine driven.
I think Ian is going back to so far gone.
Let me
Okay.
He must be.
let me
Gotta
no
be,
let,
because
let
I
me
remember I was outside, Joe.
No,
I was
Ian,
outside
please
during
answer the
Scorpion.
question.
when
Please answer the
I'm
question,
allowed to
Ian.
respond, I will. Hello? Can I talk?
That was fucked up
Go
how you
ahead,
just
Ian.
took that
Go ahead.
pause. Go ahead, Ian. Come on.
Okay.
We ain't flip. You can't stun us. Go ahead.
I'm not trying to stun anyone.
I'm kidding, Ian.
Okay. Here's my thought. My thought is when Drake became very, very popular and adopted by everyone who loved his music, Apple streaming wasn't even what it was today, what it is today. It was something very different. And Drake was so popular, putting him as the face helped Apple Music. Apple Music didn't necessarily help Drake the way you think it did. I think it's reversed. I think the
Well,
music
I was referencing
consumption.
Spotify.
Okay, Spotify, Apple. I think Drake adds
Okay.
more value to
He
those
does.
platforms than those platforms add to his music consumption.
That I don't agree with that.
I agree with
think
that.
I
that's
don't. I
true.
don't.
Hold on, wait.
1000%.
I agree with that now, but I think the reason why he was able to get to that level of value is because of the way they poured into him
Yes.
before.
That's not
So
true.
yes, that's
That's
true.
not true. What incentive would they have had back then to do that on the company
we're not
side?
we're not talking about on the come up, but I do think that there is a level. So for example, a lot of what Drake can rest his hat on has to do with he's been a number one artist for this span of time. He has not had ebbs and flows in his success because there has also been a machine pushing him.
Absolutely
So that's what I'm
incorrect. Absolutely
so
incorrect.
there's no machine behind Drake at all from start to finish.
I didn't
So
say
from,
that.
from,
Hold
from,
on.
And
so that's what are we talking
Okay, well,
about? That's what
hold
I'm
on.
saying.
So
Can I
wait a
s-
minute. Me and Jonay are on the same side. Can you professionals explain to us
Mhm.
how you're coming to the conclusion that the machine wasn't
Here's what a
responsible for
They're
machine is,
conflating
guys. Let
arguments.
me break the news to everyone. A machine just means you have a really good team. That's it. Stop with all the bullshit. Everyone
Yeah.
uses this word machine as if it's like this button someone presses behind the scenes and then all of a sudden your career is magically amazing. That is not true.
Okay, well, Ian, that's not what's being said. That's not what's being said. Let me be very clear. So I also was one of the people that read the documents, and one of the things in the petition, Drake mentioned that at UMG there were people that were loyal to him that were fired, and he believed that that had to do with some of the issues behind the scenes. So if he believed that he had a certain level of loyalty and relationship behind the scenes with this giant UMG, what are you saying? I think that's where maybe I'm lost, and I'm okay to learn today, but help me to understand if
Right.
this man is saying, hey, I have a certain level of relationship equity with Lucian, with UMG, I have this deal, I have these people behind the scenes. Those are not created or developed for just to say I have it. He's using that to his advantage for his career, or has in the past.
But that's all we're talking about is his professional career. It's not like that's
Yeah.
out of context, and it doesn't make him a criminal. That makes him.
It doesn't. But I think what Elle and I are saying is it's okay when you do it. It's a problem when I do it. Meaning it's okay when you get the benefits of having the relationships and having quote unquote the label connections that would push. Say there was. My thing is okay.
I don't think Drake.
We don't
Here's the
think
thing.
that during
Drake
the
has
back to
never.
back.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off, but I don't think the issue is what you're saying. I think the issue is Drake's success is truly built off of people wanting to consume and replay his music. What he's pointing at is a falsified sense of popularity that is being perpetuated by certain platforms that have strategic partnerships with the label. Period. That's it.
And I think the same thing happened with Drake. Hold on, let me say this real quick because Ian, I think you are misrepresenting. Like when I say machine, you doing this kind of y'all don't know what y'all talking about. It's not just a button. I'm talking about a machine in the same way it's described in that petition. He is describing a machine, some people who conspired together to blow up a song. When you blow up a song like that, it increases the organic followship of the song because I've heard this song 20 times. Now I may go and play the song. So it's not that there are no organic listeners, but the false impressions is what led to the organic listeners. So what I'm saying is I think that same machine has been working for Drake years ago when before everybody just loved Drake, but Drake flooded the market and you heard his shit so much that Drake became a mainstay. So I'm not talking about a magical button that I think you press that makes everything blow up. I'm talking about the same system he's describing in that petition. So if he benefited from that, which I know he benefited from that because I remember when everybody
I
Drake.
totally disagree about. I want to just make a point. When Drake started becoming popular and his music started flying, Spotify was not even a public company, let alone in business.
But you can't go. But why do you keep going to the beginning?
Please, ladies, y'all voices ain't cute. Not when y'all screaming together in unison. Let him land and then attack.
That was hate.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Ian. Land so they can fuck you up.
Ian, you're on mute.
There
Might
you
be a
go.
double
Okay,
mute.
got it.
Yeah, there you go.
When Drake became popular and his music was being consumed at a level that the music industry had never seen before, companies like Spotify, A, were not only not public companies, B, they were not in business with the labels. They were trying to get in business with the labels so that they can get more of the catalog on their services.
Okay, so
So
Ian, I think that's a point that we all are on the same page about. No one is arguing that he had a grassroots level build to his career. No one is saying that. What we're saying, at some point from that point in time to today,
Mhm.
he has reaped the benefits of having relationships at UMG
Mhm.
and allowing those relationships to push his career. That's all people are saying, and
Ian
that's
is
almost
trying to
kind of
add
being
very important
danced around.
nuance to that
But I don't
argument.
care.
I
But
wish
that's
we
not. But
should
that's
let
not.
him do that.
Well, I also can speak, and I wanted to interject what we're saying. So if he wants to add additional detail, that's okay. But you can't refute what we're saying by answering a point that's not being asked. So what we're talking about is at a certain point in his career, he has had the benefits.
Ian,
Larry
you can please
Jackson
continue
told
adding the
us.
nuance that you were adding because I think it's very relevant to the points that are being made.
Well, again, I was asking a specific question. So again, Ian, do you believe that at any point in his career, he has had the support of the industry or a machine or whatever you want to consider it? You don't think at any point?
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying
Okay.
is the industry needed him more than he needed the industry.
Well, let's be
This
Okay,
version
cool.
of the
And
industry
also,
did
hold
not
on, let me say
exist when
something
Drake
else.
got started. Drake
Hold
was
on,
the
let me say
catalyst
something
to
else.
start this version of the industry. They waited until he had to step on his leverage. This is why they're doing this for Kendrick Lamar right now. This is why the lawsuit is happening. So y'all
This
are
is hate.
arguing that
Who
okay, you
is this?
benefited
Because
from this.
she's right.
Well, he
Who
didn't
is this?
benefit
That's
from it
Grandpa
because he
Rick.
created it. They
That's
created it
Rick.
on Drake's back. That is the point Ian's
Let's
trying to
go,
make right
Rick.
now.
Okay,
Okay,
and
hold on.
again,
Wait, hold
so
on. Let me say
okay,
something.
I want to say
Ian
something.
is
But do
leaning
we
real
think
quick,
that
real quick.
Drake
Ian is
y'all
leaning
crazy.
on real quick. Ian is leaning on Spotify, and he has a good point of when Spotify went public.
Correct.
But Spotify is not the only thing named in this petition
Thank
as far
you.
as tactics to blow up this music. There are other tactics named shit with influencers, changing the percentages.
Payola.
There's different steps and standards of practice that are explained in this petition. And I'm saying Drake is able to outline those standards because they've been doing that shit for him. That's how he knows what the fuck it
saying
is.
that because Joe said that. I'm sorry.
First of all, I didn't hear Joe say that, Ian, and I do love how you always go back to Big and Joe up. And because I love Joe, I'm going to appreciate it, but I'm just going to let it roll off my back. I'm saying that because it's my opinion. So I agree with Joe, I guess. But
And I
Drake
respect
benefited
your
from that
opinion,
shit.
just so you know, Al.
Thank you, Ian. But Drake benefited from
I
that.
agree with what Elle said. I agree with what Ian is saying. That's all I got. I agree with both of
But
y'all.
I do agree that now Drake is. I think that now. Okay, I think the industry needs Drake, but I think the industry made Drake because they knew they were going to need him.
And
Like, I don't know if
I
I'm wording
have
it the right
another
way.
point here that I think could be
Go ahead,
helpful
Ian.
contextually. I think Drake is looking at his career as an arc. And I think he's looking at all the businesses that he's helped make public Goliaths.
Facts.
And he's saying, I've had enough. Not only did I bring trillions into Universal Music Group, I helped Universal merge and create an alternative additional revenue stream with Spotify.
Yeah, that's the
This
house
is
that Drake
Drake's
built.
house.
Yeah, at this point.
He helped, and he's also funding whatever other hit artists that are under that label that Lucian.
That's the part where I get a little tricky. I muted the stage. That's just the music business.
Right.
If artist A is keeping the lights on, then yes, artist C, we're running his project with the money we made from artist A. That's been the lay of the land. I'm sorry, I didn't unmute it. Yeah, that's been
I
the
get
lay of
that,
the
but
land.
what I'm saying is there's a certain point when you don't have to accept terms the way they're presented to you when you are that X factor. And I think he's reached that point where he's like, look, if you quietly can't address what?
Ian,
Wait,
please
yeah,
finish.
Ian.
Do not
Finish,
stop.
Ian.
No,
Please
finish the point because this is progressing.
Yeah, go ahead, Ian.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's reached a point where he sees the kind of intrinsic and halo effect value that he's having on the entire industry as a whole. And he's like, enough is enough. I'm no longer asking you, Lucian and Universal, for some $500 million piggy bank. I want a piece of the house
When I
forever.
fucking made y'all $28 billion.
Right. Give me a piece of the house so that if I never make another record again, you are going to address the catalog and my impact in the industry. Everything I've done musically, halo effect on the alternative businesses, the new verticals I've helped create, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And until that happens, I'm going to make a fucking stink.
And what they did in response, and this is why you get a lawsuit, instead of working with him on that request, they decided to use all these tricks to promote a song calling him a pedophile, to malign his fucking character, and undercut his leverage in that argument. This is why it's a lawsuit.
But can I ask a
Difference
question?
that y'all
But
are
can I
not
ask a
addressing.
question to? Can I ask a question to Ian? So, Ian, you believe that this playbook just was created with Drake? You don't think they've done the same to all of the greats
This
that
has
have made a fuss?
never happened
No.
in history,
Listen,
ever.
but again,
It's happened to
Ian,
Michael
I've let
Jackson.
you land several times, but can somebody else land so you can then answer after the point's made?
I just put my seatbelt on. Go ahead, Lamb.
Okay. So what I'm saying.
You are so funny. Go ahead.
So what
I
I'm
liked it.
saying,
I liked it.
what I'm saying is, do we believe that the moment that you ruffle feathers at the top, that Drake is the first person to experience that industry then collapsing on him? It's happened to Michael Jackson. What are we talking about? These are the things that have happened to the greats that have spoken out against the machine, quote unquote. I know you guys hate that word, but the machine that they once partnered with. This is nothing new. And I think to your point, if Drake is now saying, okay, this is happening to me, and now I want to flip the industry on its head, I think it is okay for people that are watching and speculating to say, but you're kind of doing it once you've already reaped the full benefit and kind of, drain the system of all of what you could have gotten. Because my thing is, why wait until a certified pedophile line for you to say, okay, it's time for me to be independent after you've just signed this crazy deal and you were completely fine with the benefits until they made you look crazy?
He didn't know.
I understand. Okay.
He didn't know until that. He didn't know. He thought that Lucian's my man, the company's behind me, Kendrick, but he didn't know it was like this.
And
And to further
separate
counter
question.
that point, does that mean just because he previously benefited, if we're acknowledging this has happened to artists in the past, shouldn't now with the information we have make a better decision than audiences have in the past to side with the artist, to back the artist? Because we've seen how this fight goes. They try to kill him, they call him a pedophile, they do all this stuff to malign his character, ruin his reputation, ruin his income earning potential, all this other stuff. This is the time for us as the audience to get smarter than we have been in the past.
So wait, Rick. Wait, let me reply to Rick really quickly. Rick, I agree with everything you just said. I want to add, you don't think that would have applied to Drake as well? I said this on the pod. If he knew the fight that he was really up against, it ain't time to fuck everybody's baby mama.
Absolutely.
It ain't time to do all of this other stuff. You fighting the biggest Goliath in music.
No, that's
No, I'm not.
We're talking about numbers.
No, Rick, I'm not. You're not listening. I don't care who he fucks, but you got to know who you're fighting. There's no time for this other shit if you're fighting the biggest nigga in music. There's no time for nothing else.
Because I feel like the fight that you describing, it requires somewhat of an underdog positioning. And Drake has made sure not to present himself as an underdog. He's been going out of his way to shit on niggas forever. So
you dangle nothing but number ones in people's faces. It's like, what is we talking about?
Capitalist corporations, he automatically is the
Rick.
underdog.
No, I'm talking about the positioning. You can't shit on niggas, and then turn around and say, hey, everybody come with me. We about to bring this shit down because now I'm a victim.
Nope, you on your own.
That don't fucking work like that. It
Period.
don't work like that. And I also think y'all misrepresented Drake. Yes, Drake has a market share. Yes, the industry is on Drake's back. But when y'all say Drake, I'm thinking about Drake, the brand. And that brand come with teams, that come with a whole shitload of people who are doing work, making deals in order to make him look good. It's not just Drake himself. It's not just Aubrey Graham himself. He's just so amazing.
Yeah, but
He's just making these amazing songs.
We understand
it's not that. It's the team.
Yeah, we never argued that.
Yeah, we got that part.
Team is coming from Universal, so you can't.
No, it's
turn around
not.
And say,
no, it is not.
No. Maybe that's where I'm wrong.
He does have his own team. They have a team, and he has a team.
And which team do you think is more responsible for the success of Drake? His team or Universal?
His own.
His team. They
Both.
cannot boost bad music. Y'all finna learn this with Kendrick Lamar. They can only do so much if the product is not
Watch
good.
your mouth,
Yo, this
Grandpa
girl
Rick.
is
Yeah,
crazy.
what are
Like,
you
it's,
talking about?
Watch your
it's
mouth,
insane.
Rick.
Yo, leave Rick
It's
alone.
insane.
Shout to
Well,
Rick,
don't tell us
yo.
nothing.
Hey.
Ian, mind your business. Mind your
Yeah,
business.
no, because that's another thing that's capped. Trying to act like not like us don't actually
Right,
slap, and that's why
exactly.
All right, I muted this because we're past a music talk. Who cares what music we like or don't like? It's bigger than that. Go ahead.
How we gonna go ahead if that's what we was talking about?
Well,
Well, I
stop
would like
talking
to
about
ask a
that.
question. Can I ask a
Segue
question?
us.
I want to ask a question. So,
I only
do we
brought
feel
that up.
do we feel like Drake is bigger than UMG in terms of
Yes.
impact? Well, let me just finish the question.
No,
Do we feel Drake is bigger than UMG impact, power, and authority within this industry?
no.
And because of AI, no. If I got all your fucking rights and I can repurpose all your music.
They
Thank
don't
you.
have. They don't have his
for that.
rights.
They don't have his
I
rights.
want Ian.
They
Ian,
don't have his
I'm
rights.
telling you personally from conversations I had with somebody in his team who was next to him yesterday. There's a reason he can't walk. Meta offered him $2.5 billion. He can't take it because he can't take all the fucking music. That's why Joe brought up that Masters question. What is the Masters worth if you can't walk out and get what you? I call my guy before. Yo, what's up with the Drake shit? Can we? I don't know. I know people around him. Yeah, we offered him too, but can't walk yet.
Let
No,
me
he
help
can
you
walk
guys with
out when the
something
deal
though.
is over.
He can't
The
walk
deal been
out.
over.
He may not be
He
able to
still
walk
can't
out,
walk.
but he could do
He can't
something
walk.
else.
They're not letting that kid walk. There's threats on his motherfucking life, like right now.
anywhere.
They would try to end him. They would rather see him gone than let him walk out
That's
the door.
that's
And
not
this
then
is
true.
why
why
make
we
an
need to,
enemy?
this is why he's
So
a
why
martyr.
make an enemy of a martyr? Y'all are so dramatic.
Wait, am I misunderstanding this? Am I misunderstanding this?
Because
Hold
that's
on,
what y'all
hold on.
called him before. But this is
Can
why.
y'all
This is
tell
what
me if
makes
I'm
this a
misunderstanding
martyr-like
this?
fight. Because he
No, it's
can't
not.
just freely walk out the door. They're trying to turn him into a slave and
But
pay him less
he
than what he's
chose
worth.
that.
That's
He
not
chose
right.
slavery.
That
He
nigga
chose
chose to
slavery.
be a slave so he
What are we
can
talking
shit
about?
on
He
niggas.
chose it.
Y'all still on level 1. Can we bring it up to level 3?
Guys,
I got
No,
it. He
you
cheated on
on
niggas.
You
He
on
Guys.
talked
ground
shit to
zero
him. He
because
fucked their
Yeah,
baby
let's
mama.
go
We
to the
on
next
level. We
tier.
don't care.
Yo, do the
Fuck
mute
the
thing.
Yo, let Rick land so she can stop telling us we on level 1. Go ahead, Rick.
The level 3 argument here is that yes, y'all are right. He didn't do everything he was supposed to do to get the army behind him. I agree. It was poor strategy. Yes, he's behind on the curve. Yes, he should have been on this in 26. Joe, yes, you were right. You've been arguing this argument on your podcast for 8 fucking years now. You was talking about he should have went indie when he re-signed the deal. We heard it. You were right. Is that what y'all want to hear? Okay, Joe, you're right. But we're here now. It's 2024. They trying to turn this man into a slave after they built it on his back. And if he don't want to be their slave, they're going to turn him into a fucking pedophile and everything else in the media. That's not okay. We cannot
all right,
let
wait.
that.
This is
The
my
culture should not
Rick.
let that. Because if Drake today is going to be somebody else tomorrow. They're going to do it to Kendrick tomorrow. If they get it off on Drake, then they can get it off on any fucking body. And y'all keep letting them rape and rob us.
But it can't happen to Kendrick. It can't happen to Kendrick because Kendrick's already independent. So what you talking about?
Where's
Kendrick would never
Rick?
sign a deal.
I
Kendrick
want
would
to sign.
never
I want
sign
to
a
sign
deal.
Grandpa Rick.
Of course you do, because she
I
has
want
your
to sign
side.
Grandpa
So
Rick.
here's the thing. Again, now you want to enslave her? Is that what you're trying to say?
What?
Don't
Whoa,
do it.
whoa, whoa,
Come
whoa.
on, don't do
Yeah,
that.
that was
Please,
aggressive.
please, let's be into it. Let me
Gotcha.
apologize
She had a good
for him.
point,
Hold
but
on.
whoa, it's the holidays.
But I'm just saying to the point that Grandpa Rick is making. Okay, cool. But what I'm saying is, nobody else is making those types of deals. People are doing independent imprints already. Drake is the only one in bed the way he was with UMG.
No, he's not.
What?
He got in bed with them 5 years ago. Clearly,
Okay,
we're already established he didn't know what he did when he did it. If you listen to the pod today,
Rick,
when
I
he
think
took
you
the
got a bad
400, he
connection.
didn't know.
Can y'all
Okay,
hear her
guys.
clearly or no?
No, I can hear her.
Yeah, I can hear her. I can hear
Oh,
her clearly.
then
I
that's
couldn't
me.
hear
My
her
bad.
clearly.
Yeah, you guys don't think that Drake isn't fully aware of what can potentially be revealed from this
Yeah,
lawsuit?
he's aware.
He's fully aware of that. So
He's
I think
fully
he's
aware.
willing to take the risk.
And you got to commend him for that, to know your life is on the line while you fighting this
I
battle.
totally agree. That's the superpower he has, is that he knows what's going on. He has decisions.
Do y'all
to
think
make.
there's a way where he still gets his big money from them even during all of this?
Yes.
Never.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes,
Go up
I
there,
think
I'm
so.
gonna be
kiss
honest.
that ring,
They
say
make it
sorry.
easier for you to capitulate than to fight. They're gonna try to. They're gonna always make it easier for you to just bend over before they let
That's
you
the
walk
tricky
out the
part for
door.
me.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
I
But
say they're
I
gonna
wonder how
give
that
him
can
some plus
happen.
some.
But how
When
can
you
that
say
happen
big money,
if he's
another
on?
400 or the 2 billion he's asking for?
But I have a question. How
What
can that
he's
happen
asking for.
if he's doing the whole
Oh no,
payola?
no, fuck no, Joe
I
Budden.
don't know. I don't get that part.
No, I'm sorry, I misunderstood your question. The answer is no. Fuck no, he's not getting no $2 billion now. Really?
He's gonna get whatever he
Yeah.
wants. I
Not from
guarantee it.
UMG.
After
Okay,
he's saying
not
that
from
he
UMG.
yeah, that's
He's
what I'm
getting
saying.
whatever he wants from Lucian. That's a fact.
So, Ian, you think
Oh.
he's going to be able to renegotiate this $400 million deal to a $2 billion deal after this lawsuit?
Absolutely. Because guess what? Let me tell you
Wow.
something. Regardless of what he's saying or what's being said in the media right now, the rights to the music and the income streams that are generated from them are all that the label gives a shit about.
Wait, hold on. Can somebody mute? If you're not talking, can you mute? Because you got a crazy feedback, whoever it is. If you're not talking and your mic is off mute, please mute it. Go ahead, Ian.
How come women being polite sound so sassy and spicy? Go ahead.
Did
Ian.
I sound sassy? I'm trying to be so
It's not just you though. It's not just you.
Yeah, because Joe just called me aggressive.
Y'all heard the feedback, right?
I
Y'all
heard
the
it.
feedback, right?
Yeah,
There's
he called me
too many
aggressive
people
2
yelling.
minutes ago. Oh, Ian, you in this condescending tone. I'm about to pick
Stop.
I'm about to be on
Stop.
you.
Yeah, I be still in your condescending tone sometimes.
Okay.
Like, calm down.
It's called
Okay.
passion, guys. It's called passion.
I know.
It is.
I know.
It is.
I know.
Sis.
You know,
Right, okay,
I
so
I
love you
call
guys
cap on that
anyways.
shit you just said.
What?
I don't think you truly believe that.
Oh, I absolutely believe it.
Me and
Wait,
you
what
do
was the
too
cap?
much business for me to think that you believe that.
They're not giving him two after he filed his fucking.
I don't know what
Like,
the
I don't get
number is
that.
because I don't understand the entire asset class that he has that he's offering Universal. But let me just say, whatever he really wants, he is going to get. There is value that is calculated in ways that the general public has no idea how it's done and how they're monetizing off of his music, his market share, his lure to get other artists.
My question to
sign.
you, Ian, because I understand all of that, is, and I'll bring it back to us.
Okay.
We were the hottest thing at Spotify, and then they pushed us down to devalue us while we knew we were still hotter than all of those people. The people that he's dealing with, this is part of his beef, have a large hand in where his value sits.
That's an illusion in my head. Because let me explain it to you. That's what they did to us. And instead of us believing what they told us our value was, what did you and I do?
The same thing I'm telling him to do.
Okay.
Wait, but it wasn't true in your case. So, Ian,
And
maybe
it's
you're
not
biased
and it's not
because
true
of
in his case. That's the
yes,
point.
it is.
What's true?
I think maybe you're biased because
He's never
of what
gonna
you
know,
went through.
Ian, if he don't go outside.
That's my point.
Right.
What if
That's
he's
what 100 gigs is about.
what if he has already been outside? And what I'm
They
saying,
snatched that 100 gigs off the internet so fast.
It's up right now. Just watching it.
That's why I don't want to hear all that shit y'all say. Oh, he owns it. He does what he wants. No, the fuck
Joe,
he
it's
does
up
not.
right now.
No, wait, no.
does
He
not.
owns his masters, but he's renting it out. Basically, it's almost like
It's a
refinancing
lease.
your house. Like
It
you
is
own your
very
house,
much
but you
very much so.
refinance. Yeah. So until they
Yes.
recoup, then they don't own it, but they're renting it until they recoup. Am I incorrect?
No, you're
If
absolutely
you
right.
refinance, that means you still owe.
Yeah, he owns the copyright.
That's what
and the
he's
masters
saying, but
to
he's
all
not
his
getting any
shit.
value out of it because they still have their hand in the pot. I think that's what she's
Ian, I
trying
want
to
to
say.
address your point.
And he can't
that.
change renters.
Exactly.
No, I don't agree.
Ian, I appreciate your optimism.
So, Ian, if you don't agree, then why won't he? We already established that he can get whatever he wants from whoever he wants. So what's the holdup?
The holdup, there's a couple of reasons. One is at an artist at his scale, you need distribution and the manpower to actually work the assets correctly. And so that only limits you to call it a handful of different partners that you could be with that forget about the money portion of it, but that can handle the scale of your business. The other piece of it is he may own all his masters, but in the moment, he may be waiting for the licensing rights to be up with Universal so that he could take his entire boatload and move it to one place. But the reality is, the bigger loss and potential loss for Universal and the major label system is if he starts hinting at going independent, it's more detrimental than him leaving and going independent because of the implications it has on future artists, not today, future artists. That trickle down effect could destroy the exact institution that is UMG today. It may take 10 years. It may take 20 years.
Well, not if they destroy him first.
They're not going to destroy
Wait,
him.
Ian, did
Can I ask
Ian
you a
You're
just say
very
question?
him?
optimistic,
No,
but this
Ian.
does
Did
not
Ian
turn out
just
well
say
for Black
him
artists.
hinting at it is
just
And I
bigger
was
than
gonna
him
say
doing it?
that.
Yes,
I was
the
gonna
hint
say
is
that.
bigger than the action. Yes.
So Ian, can I ask you a question? Do you think
Hell
that
no.
Drake has now ruined it for other big name artists to have a seat at the table because now he's doing an expose?
No, I don't
What
think he.
seats?
What's
What?
what seat does he have, or is he fighting for a seat?
Yes, he's trying to
You
get
don't
the seat.
believe he
They
has
don't
a
want to
seat at
give
the
him the seat.
table?
They ruined his character.
That's the point
Y'all
I'm
don't
saying.
think that it's what? I'm
He is
so
fighting
confused.
No,
for
I
the
don't.
seat.
So if
That's
he's
been the
bigger,
No,
whole
he
I
does
thing.
don't.
That's the
not.
whole
Because
this
when you say,
celebratory conversation
wait,
we're
hold on,
having.
Jonah. When you say
No,
seat at the table, I think you're
but I
talking
was
about.
asking.
But are you talking about ownership in Universal?
Correct.
Yes,
Is
No,
that
I'm
award
what you're
talking
seat,
talking about?
about just
ownership,
a con.
shares, stuff like that.
No, no.
You're
He
talking
has
about
no
No,
class
well,
A
it was
shares.
okay. Hold
No
on.
equity.
I already
Did
think.
y'all ask Rick or me? Were y'all
I
asking
asked
me to
Jonah.
clarify what I meant or what? Okay, thank
All
you.
I was.
So
We
what
asked
I
you,
was
but we
talking
wanted to hear
about
Rick
was
answer. Oh.
That's fact.
oh, okay, well, yeah. Well,
I'm
then you can
joking.
ask
Go
Rick,
ahead.
that's fine.
Go ahead, Jonah.
So what I was saying was, when I'm saying a seat at the table, I'm talking about his seat in the table when it's a certain level of a deal and relationship and equity splits and shares when it comes to UMG. So I don't think that Drake has the average deal like an artist. He didn't have the average deal with artists. To your point, Ian, he doesn't have the average deal when he was working with Apple. He doesn't have the average thing with Spotify. Do you think all of those opportunities for him to peek behind the screen are now done because now he's revealing things that he became
Absolutely
privy
not.
to because of
No,
his relationship?
he's still gonna have
Okay.
access to that no matter what because he is a one of
I know
one.
I say I know he is. I'm saying, will that stop it
No,
for others?
absolutely
Is what
not.
I'm
Because
saying.
guess what, guys?
They
If
definitely
that,
will.
oh,
Dog,
fuck
they killed DEI worldwide. You think they're gonna give Drake a board seat to one of the most important companies in the world? Are they actively
Worldwide,
killing
it was
diversity
crazy.
inclusion?
Yeah, and they
Walmart
think
just
yes.
announced they're coming up off their D&I
That's why.
initiative.
That's
They
why
just
I'm
said
done
that.
having this talk
Ian,
with like this
that's why
casual
I'm glad
music
Black
fan.
Ian just said it. Like the
No, they're
Ian,
killing this shit.
the other
They've been
Ian,
stepping
the
on
other
his
Ian is
rollout.
saying my exact
No.
point. Thank
What?
you.
I'm confused. What's the
No,
point?
The other was
No, not
shady.
you. The other
Yeah, that
Ian.
The other
was.
was
I
shady.
too am confused.
Come on, I know. The other is my guy. It's my guy.
Ian,
But
Black
if they're
Ian.
cutting DEI worldwide, and he talked shit to Lucian 2 years ago, if he was
What does
going to get
DEI
the
have to
equity,
do with this?
The reason they
because he's
don't want
asking
him
for
up on that
equity in all
board.
these
Why
deals.
not just say yes to Drake? Drake deserves it.
That
He
is
put
not
in the
the
work.
same
He made the
shit.
money. Just give him what the fuck he wants. No,
It's,
they're
it's
not
not.
going to get
It's
to
not about the
105.
money,
deserve.
guys. Guys,
It's
this
not
isn't a
about what
money.
you
This
deserve.
is
He
about
wants equity.
power. This is
Yes.
about power. It's not about money. He's got the money. This
It's
is
the
about. They
board.
don't
He wants
want
to be.
him.
He wants
Yeah,
to be a member of the board. He wants
that's
to have
right.
shares. He wants all the
Yeah,
things,
that's what
and
I'm
they don't want to give
thinking.
him that because he's black. I'm gonna just
All right,
say
so
it.
we
He's
all
white
agree.
racial. They don't want
That's
to
We
give
what
him
all
I'm
that.
thinking.
agree.
That's what
Yeah.
I
It is
agree
what it
with.
is.
I
I
agree
don't,
with that.
and
I
I
agree
also
with
don't
that.
know
That's
if
what I'm
it's race.
saying.
I don't know if it's race. I think
And
it's
you're
just they
saying
don't.
that from a place
Ian,
of privilege.
Ian, what
Here
the
you
Don't
fuck
talk my
are you
go.
dog
talking
Here you
about,
nigga.
Ian?
go.
We're
Come
in
on, use my
America.
black card
It's
real quick.
race.
Can I just finish what I'm saying?
Yes, after we exclaim.
No.
Yeah.
No, I can't. I'm gonna get attacked. I'm not
No,
saying
Ian.
nothing.
No,
Go
Ian.
ahead,
I
Ian.
No,
was
go
just
ahead, Ian.
saying
Go
that
You'll
ahead.
be
Go
all
ahead.
right,
Go
It's
ahead.
bro.
okay. We
My
can do
move.
without it
It's
because
my
if it's
move,
gonna be
buddy.
No,
something
Joe, I've
Ian,
learned my
Ian,
lesson,
you'll
buddy. I've
survive,
learned my
Ian.
lesson.
You
white
don't think it's
explaining, we
about
don't want to
race
hear it.
because of what? How many black people are on the board?
I can't tell you how many black people are on the board of Universal. I'm just telling you that I
Of
don't think
course.
they want. What do you mean, of course? Like I work
No,
there.
Ian,
I
keep
don't.
going. Don't get distracted. You don't
Yeah,
think
come
what?
on, let's be nice. Breathing deep, buddy.
Breathe it
Come on.
out. There you
Come
go.
on.
Now
Feel me?
finish what you were saying.
We here for you.
You can do
I
it,
got your
Ian.
back.
I'm rubbing
You
my
do your part.
earlobe. Joe,
Ian.
is it?
Rub it.
Should I stay
Woosah.
away from this show?
Hey, run for your
No, go
life.
ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I think there's a certain type of person that is on the board of these companies, call it Universal Music or the major label institutions or major movie studios. And the second that somebody from a rank below them has the opportunity to come in and take the seat that they occupy, it becomes a threat to them, not because of the money they may benefit from, but because of the decision-making power that they will now have access to. And that decision-making power isn't a threat financially, it's a threat to that person's job who sits next to them. Because what if they find out that the other board members who are sitting there that have been cashing out for decades and decades and decades actually have no purpose and no value other than to be the vultures they may be?
And we know that. We're
So you
saying
think it's a class
what is the
issue?
threat? Why does Drake? This is why Ye talked about this when they start calling them rappers to put them in their place. That's why they don't want Drake up there. So the reason he's a threat to them because he's a quote rapper. What do you think that's a
Is
euphemism
somebody
for,
talking?
Ian?
Yes, Rick is talking.
Yeah, Grandpa
go
Rick
down
was.
there. I'm gonna go down
I
there.
can't hear, but it's fine.
So Ian, you believe it's a class issue more so than a
I
race
think
issue?
it's a socioeconomic issue more than anything.
Okay, well,
Okay,
there is some
so
intersection.
Ian,
Hold
do
on
you
one
not
second, Jonah.
know? Yeah,
There is some
exactly.
intersectionality with socioeconomic issues and race. Are
Yeah,
you
and
aware of
that,
that?
of course, that I agree with 100,000%, and it could very well be a race issue. I just don't want to jump to that right away. I think it's more of a structural issue and a socioeconomic issue, and we don't give these seats up. It's like a Supreme Court justice. They fucking rule until they're 300 years old.
They don't
It's
want
that
black people
mentality.
either.
I understand what you're saying.
Right.
Ian, I do understand what you're saying. I just always find it interesting how people don't want to do the conspiracy theory with race, but they want to do it with class. I
No,
always
I'm
find that
saying
interesting.
Everything
it
else.
could very well be race. Don't
No,
take it
I
away.
get what you're saying.
Right.
No, Ian, I totally understand what you're saying and why you said it.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
just also commenting that it's always
Mhm.
interesting to me that people believe in the boogeyman of class. We don't want y'all up here because y'all not of our ilk. But then when it's about race, sometimes they're like, well, no, nobody's tripping like that. Like,
Yeah,
it's
you're right.
kind of the
You're
same
right.
mentality.
Yeah, you're right. I just think it's really an insecurity thing, and it's like if you let someone get that power that you don't look at as your equal, and then they get that seat, they have the ability. It's really like an insecurity. They look at it and go, "Oh shit, I could now be removed from somebody I let in."
Right.
Yeah, it's like the cool club.
And let me just say this, Ian. I want to say this though, Ian. I believe, based off of even what people have said, and this is me giving a little bit of credence to Drake, even though I don't do that often. He is the closest person in terms of qualifications, in terms of transcending the industry that we have. And so if they still view him as quite not up to par, then everything that everybody is trying to communicate, I think, is the elephant in the room of why
Right.
not him? Because he has transcended, he has
Yeah,
the
I can
buying power,
answer
he
why not
has.
him.
Please do.
Go
Easily.
ahead.
Because when it was him, he ran around selling ass and being a work for hire for everybody to milk him dry. And now he's standing there saying, I'm Drake. And they're like, we finished. We got it. We finished.
Right. They already
You made
mined the
all of
gold.
us, you made all of us all the money in the world already. We're done.
He missed his moment on the cap
So
table.
you
For
think
those who get mad,
okay.
he missed his moment to be on the cap table.
But I think that would only be true if he doesn't still have some leverage. I still think Drake has superstar power, and if he put
What
out,
leverage do you have?
he
What
still
leverage do you
But
think
but
he
super
has?
he
but a
is
Wait,
Drake.
superstar, yeah,
name
superstar
that
doesn't matter when
leverage,
it comes to
please.
board
I
members.
am Drake. If I put out a super project, that shit is going to blow. He's still Drake. If he
The
put his face,
Universal
if he
can
put his,
take losses for the next 5 years and watch that money to Spotify, and nobody, because of all the deregulation, no one will ever catch wind.
Yeah, and I think to the point that I was saying is that him saying I'm Drake just makes you a cash cow. It doesn't make you a colleague. And I think his mindset or his team or his strategy, I think maybe that's what Joe might be pointing to. I don't know if that's
No,
what
she's
Joe's
absolutely
but
right.
I think,
And he's the last one to notice. He's sitting there saying, hey, I'm Drake. But they like,
but that doesn't
like, we
matter when you're
already fucked
talking
you,
like
nigga.
that. Yeah, you have to have a competitive advantage to show, okay, I'm also an executive. You can be the cash cow, but you have to have a strategic mind to be an executive and make power moves behind the scenes, which is required when you're having a seat at the
But
table.
I disagree with that.
That's what I was just about to say. Well, do all the other people with a seat at the table
There you
have that
go.
executive mind and that history of success like that, or did they just get grandfathered
no, because
in?
They do, but Elle, we know they do because they're white. There's never this qualifying thing. But when you are a person that's an other, when you're an other, you do have to qualify. There are no qualifiers when you are a person with white privilege in this society. You don't have to do the checking boxes.
That's true. I want to give context. I think what Joe keeps trying to stress, though, try with Apple, they laughed him out the room. But when he had a chance to do so with JP Morgan Chase and Meta and him and Jackman Square, like, he's not just doing some of the shit with rappers. There's a whole bunch of tech motherfuckers that hate him too.
I agree. He should.
Deals that he could have been in on cap tables and equity. and got pushed out because of all them fucking interactions. He got into it with the Winklevoss.
Guys, I want to say something. Drake, and I'm leaving after this, but I love you guys, and I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Drake had a moment where Spotify pre-IPO, Apple streaming in its nascent stage, he could have owned a piece of Apple. He could have owned a piece of Spotify.
Facts.
And he didn't. You know what happened? And this is why he's so angry, I guarantee it. You know who owns a piece of each of those companies now? The labels. They blocked him out of those deals. They got the ownership. Universal
off his back.
Off his back.
And he
off
left
his
it on
back.
the table.
And that's why he's losing his fucking mind right now. Because
he could have had equity in Coinbase.
All of it.
So to both Ians, can I ask y'all a question? Did they take it from underneath his feet, or did he leave it on the table thinking, "Oh, if I'm in bed with them, they'll give it back to me"?
No, he wasn't thinking either of those things. He was thinking, "I want my big check from the label," because he was unaware and uninformed.
Okay, so he's
his team was helping him.
He didn't need it, and it would be available later. And in business, you learn.
That's what I'm thinking, Ian. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
that shit ain't guaranteed.
You gotta take it.
Listen,
then.
I wanted.
That's what
I
I'm
want.
so,
Joe
Ian,
and I.
You're on my brain. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, Joe and I wanted equity in Spotify. Okay, and it wasn't even up on the table when we went in there. They wouldn't even entertain it. We wanted it. We knew they were a pre-IPO company when we first did our podcast the other day. They laughed us out of the room. Okay. Knowing what I know now, I would have put my foot down harder and maybe stepped back before I cut a deal, because I know we should have owned a big piece of Spotify for the impact that we made for podcasting. Because what we did was we opened up a revenue stream for Spotify
for them
to
to
not
clean
have
money from the
labels. Right.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Yep.
And so they
and we didn't know that play.
And we didn't know
All right,
at that
fuck
time.
it. I want to ask a hard question. Do y'all think it's kind of entitled for? Okay, this might be the wrong room to ask this question, but I'm gonna ask. Fuck it. I'm a G. Do y'all think it's kind of entitled for like talent to partner with a platform and feel like they deserve ownership because they're successful? Like, for example, let's say the Joe Budden Network starts a new show and it's so wildly successful. Do you think the people from that show have the right to turn around and say, "Hey, I need some ownership in the Joe Budden Network"?
If you ask for it from the beginning.
If they ask for it, and if they're in a position,
ask for it 7 years after it blows up, and now it's the biggest show.
I'm sorry, other end. I'm so sorry, other end. I'm not familiar with who you are. I want to answer from the Joe Budden Network, and I know it sounds mean, so please don't blame me. Give me a little grace. Thank you.
Harm.
Ian, good question.
Wait, wait 1 second, Elle. Is she sounding like a robot to just me?
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Yeah, I couldn't really understand the question, Elle, because you were breaking up.
Ian, did you understand my question?
I think I heard a part of it. You're saying if someone helps build something from the beginning and they address it from the beginning and they take care of it, should they be entitled to ownership in it? My short answer is sure. There should be
a new show on the Joe Budden Network. Now that show is successful, and now they want some ownership of the network.
Oh, afterwards? They should not be entitled to it. Absolutely not. No. Now, does that mean you shouldn't give that to them? I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying, should they be entitled?
Or that they shouldn't ask.
Should they be entitled? Absolutely not. That word is used way too broadly, and no one's entitled to nothing. There's no entitlement. Work for it, address it, and if it doesn't make sense to you before you start, then you walk away. But if it does,
good question. Yeah. How do you ask for that? How do you ask for equity in an entity that's already successful, but you do have a value add?
Okay, you can, and what I want to add to that is you absolutely can circle the block after something has already started and approach that. And there's no guarantee that someone that's in the ownership position will give you what you're asking for. That being said, the way you could ask for it is by saying, look, I see the value I add to this company, this business, this infrastructure that I'm helping build. I want a piece of the pie in a much deeper, more meaningful partnership. What can I do to become an equity holder here and allow the owner of the company to tell you what you could or could not do, and then take it from there. And then
Ian, the short answer is get lit enough.
And you don't burn bridges on your way there.
Wait, what'd you say?
Yeah.
You got
said-
you got
Thank you,
you got to
Chuzy.
get lit enough. That's it. You got to get lit enough so when you walk in the office, they know what time it is and they know the talk is
Well,
about to be had.
that's true. I agree
They
with
got to
that.
be able to see.
Great answer.
see
Yep.
But Joe, I just want to. Can I say one thing? The one thing I want to say is, being lit, it doesn't always get you equity. Being lit may get you compensated, but it doesn't mean you deserve equity.
Whoa. I'm with you on the. I'm not. Nobody's entitled to nothing. He just said, how do you go about proposing that?
You add enough.
And I'm
Right.
saying,
Yeah, you're right. If you add
get
enough
lit.
value, yes.
Get lit. You're not trying to convince nobody of nothing. You emailed Spotify in 2015. They ain't no.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So I want to ask you, Ian, and Joe, or the other Ian as well. Do y'all think that if we just think about it holistically, this was a smart strategic move for Drake, or do we think it was just the best move he had?
I'm gonna say this and then leave. I think no matter what he did, it wasn't gonna look smart because it's so against people's construct of what is right and what is wrong in our culture. However, do I think it looks like the appropriate time to do this? No, but the answer to that is there's never an appropriate time. When it's right for you, it's right for you. So he may look crazy to everyone else right now, but in the future, you may look at this moment and go, fuck, thank God he did this because it helped everyone. And so let's see what happens. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but if you never try, you never know. And that's the end of it. I love you guys. Have a great Thanksgiving. At 2 o'clock, we're starting Improper Improv. Joe Budden TV, YouTube. We love you guys.
Thanks, Ian. Have a great
Happy
day.
Thanksgiving, brother.
Happy Turkey
Have
Day.
a good show, Ian. Don't try to siphon fans from over here to go watch your shit.
I was trying to, buddy. It's to your
Yeah,
channel.
nah.
I still love
Hey,
you.
have
Okay.
fun.
Okay.
Go eat the pie. Have fun.
It's your channel. Okay, love you. Bye.
I'll be watching. I got two phones.
And L, I love you. I'm sorry we got a little head buddy in there, but it was good.
Thank you. No problem, Ian.
No, she does that with white people. It's fine.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
awesome. Okay. Bye,
If you
guys.
know Elle, then you know that she does that with white people. It's okay. Elle is a 5%. I mean, I'm spilling tea. Right. I'm spilling tea. Hey, that was a great talk with some great input from each of you. And that was a really good question to ask. And hey, how does somebody even go about asking that? And before you get there, you gotta listen, Natty, you have the nuts to ask. Niggas don't have the nuts to ask. That's why I keep driving home the point about these check chasers. You chasing the check, they gonna put the little money in your face. Your brain not even gonna think of the other shit you could ask. So no, you gotta be brave enough to go in there, stand on your shit, and say, I want in on that. Or I'm out.
Mm-hmm. But now, Joe, let me ask you a question. Because I know everybody earlier was talking about he didn't know. How do you not know not to get in a 360 if your mentor is Wayne?
I don't think they have the same experience, but I understand what you're saying. And that's an assumption to just how close they are to each other's business. I want to get past the fan talk now. We don't know that them niggas is tight. You don't know if they kick it. You don't know how much they talk. We don't know shit about shit. And I do, like I said in the pod, believe that there was a time where Drake looked at them and said, all right, it's my turn now.
Same.
Well, not okay. So maybe not friends, but at least on record, Wayne, prior to Drake getting into his bag, Wayne had already been on record saying he had a bad deal, and then we kind of were privy to not all the details, but some.
But wait, nobody, just for clarity, because I know people are recording us.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is saying that Drake has a bad deal right this second, but Drake.
Facts.
No, not a bad deal. I'm not saying a bad deal. I'm saying even get into a 360.
But that's another. A 360 ain't always bad. I think that's something that we just have out there that hear 360 and think is horrible. I don't agree with that. Sometimes it could work.
Then it's worth it, right?
But not just the number. It's not just the number. I'm never just talking about money. I'm not a money dude. Money is not that important. I'm always talking about the treatment, the creative control, and the participation.
Yeah.
If we in a 360 and I get to be in on every call that a movie production calls and just throws out ideas, then I'm down. If we in a 360 to where it's you just coming to funnel to me whatever comes to you after you filter it and after you take 70% off the top and make me think that the 30% is 100%, all of the music industry games, then it's horrible. Then it's horrible. Every 360 is not the same. I think that homie looked at Wayne's shit. I want to call him homie too, but y'all's gonna get confused because they're taping the room. I think that he looked at him and said, damn, I see everything you went through. My situation isn't like that, and I'm going to make sure of it. So all of that cash money to Young Money to YMCMB to Universe, they had a lot of shit going on, but Wayne was always paid as talent. I do think there came a time where Drake stopped being paid as just talent. So he's at the graduation of that now, which is a tough spot. It's a tough spot when you already at the top and you're trying to grad. That's why I can't work for nobody. I can't do that. I can't go to somebody and have them determine my shit. I'd rather go put all my eggs in my own basket. That's me. Everybody ain't, most of the shit, 90% of this business is not like that. Most of these niggas are chasing a check. Some of them are living check to check. Everybody ain't as great. We on the internet. It's all facades.
And can we talk about the other part? They have to eat, like, even with the Apple thing, I don't want to speak on this business. But he tried to convert that deal from cash to equity, and they told him no. Like, you have to be allowed into some of these rounds. Like, even with the Starlink space, there's deals I can't get into, even though I know people close to Elon. They got to pick you. He tried to convert and get equity, and they laughed him out the building. Literally, like, no way in hell you'll get the equity you're asking for what we're going to pay you. We'd rather pay you. There's layers to it.
Yeah, I just think he was much more valuable when he had the gun. Before he made everybody all of the money in the world. Like, if he had all the confidence in himself and what he could do outside of y'all, I just think those conversations go differently earlier. Not to say that he can't get a win today. I just don't see it in the paperwork. This is not the first time the industry has dealt with payola. People will pay the payola fine to do the payola.
It's a cost of business.
Yeah, it is.
Right. So that's where when you say that, Joe, that's exactly why I feel when I read that. It's like that's the cost of doing business, even though it may be a bit unethical at times. Why now? Why is this
Well, that's why
round
it's so
robin
important. But
the
that's why I
problem?
keep saying it's important to not act on the emotion. Why now is because not
Exactly.
like us and yada, yada, yada. We don't need to get into it. But had this been his mindset before Not Like Us happened, he probably don't even entertain Kendrick.
I couldn't agree more.
He
I
would
agree.
he
Because then
would
you
see
already
the bigger
know the
play.
play.
But that's why
Exactly.
but see, I trust patterns, not people. That's why the beef with him for me was, yo, dog, even in battle, you on records talking to all these niggas that don't matter. None of these niggas matter. It's just coming from hurt. Talk to Kendrick and Kendrick only if you're going to do that. And if you see the bigger play, then don't talk to nobody because your voice is your weapon.
Exactly. So my thing is like, why couldn't Drake have done? Well, I don't say his name. Why couldn't he have done the Frank Ocean move and just handle it in a different way from an artistic perspective to gain the leverage that you're looking for, and then make your move
Because they're not
silently?
fighting the same fight.
Yeah, not at all.
What is the fight that? Well, can you explain
Frank
to me
Ocean
maybe
just
the
wanted to
difference
get
that
out
I'm
his Def
missing?
Jam deal, and it's probably on the fringe of retirement right this second. They are not fighting the same fight at all. You could give Frank $20 million
Okay.
and he'll go fade off into the sunset, never to be heard from.
And Drake is
Whole
fighting for
different fight.
leverage.
Whole different fight.
Got it.
He fighting for it all.
Okay. But do you think that's now I'm teetering and I might get some hate, but do
Don't
you
worry,
think
I'm
that
banging
his
this
fight
room in a
is
minute.
but okay, but do you think some of that fight that you're talking about for him is more so just an ego,
If
greed?
you're asking me
It's a
honestly,
fight for
I
greed.
think he deserves it.
I was about to say that too. I was about to
Mm,
say, I was about to say, like, he
I think
definitely
he
deserves
deserves it.
it.
Like, it's like I tell
okay.
people, like,
hmm
I got to see you treat one person right for me to know that there's a possibility for you to treat that next big person right. The music industry don't have any example of them treating any of us right. No matter how big you
Okay,
are
I
or
can
how
see that.
small you are.
And we keep hearing
We
that.
don't
We keep hearing
we
that.
don't we don't see the example. We have 100 years of the same thing. That's why, like, I would care more about this Drake shit if the Michael Jackson shit didn't happen. Like, but it don't matter who you are. So, but he was close. I just think he should have went about it a different way. Because Michael Jackson probably found
I
out
just
too
don't
late
think
too.
making an
Michael
enemy.
Jackson running around buying
Yeah, and you
publishing
making
and
an
trying to
enemy hurts
destroy
feelings.
labels. Drake could have. He had these niggas. That's why I'm mad.
Yeah, buying the Beatles catalog, I didn't understand until more recently that's a power move. I thought it was like, oh, he loves the art. I didn't understand what was going on when I first heard that, but that's a good point.
Wait, Joe,
I
before
agree.
you bang the room, can I ask you, can
Yeah.
you explain something to me?
Maybe. Let's see.
Oh, like I was listening to somebody else's conversation and they were explaining that if Drake moves his catalog to independent, something about some point system changes because like Universal has a certain level of market share and that's why they can get the amount of money they get. And they said something like when Kanye took his shit, the shit moved 2 points. Do you know what they were referring to? And can you give me like a quick little breakdown of what the fuck they talking about?
Well, I cannot because every contract is not the same. So these are not just standardized numbers that you're talking about. Kanye signed a whole bunch of amendments. He amendmented himself to death. But I'm a genius, so I'll make my rounds in fashion, make my money, and I don't give a fuck about the rest of y'all. So I'm gonna say what the fuck I want. Kanye is a whole nother beast in himself, but he did it. That's what Drake got to do. It's gonna take some people not liking you, but he got to ruffle a feather and not Metro Boomin in them.
Squabble up. Hey, squabble up.
Yeah, like come the fuck on already. We heading to 2030. You know how I'm passionate about this shit. I'm really, really passionate. Do you know how frustrating it is to watch every industry boycott until they get what they want, except for musicians? Like it's just disgusting out here.
It's
It's
frustrating.
nasty.
It's frustrating.
Hey, not for me. I stepped right out of that maze.
No, but it's
Not for me.
frustrating.
But this industry has a different code, Joe. I mean, I thought that's I think the reason why you don't see it is because they have a
But
different set of morals in this industry. Other industries see it differently. This is the industry where we got street code mixed with, you know, history mixed with different cultural connection. It's like it's just not black and
our
white.
I
I don't
don't.
strength,
think so. So how do you get on one page in terms of having an industry standard when
Who put
everybody
those
has
rules there though?
their
because the
own
codes need
thoughts?
to change. Like things need to shake up and things need to change. Yes, that same thing that empowered us at one point, it can still empower us to a certain degree now, but there are things that we have to change and adjust in order for us to be able to truly thrive in said culture of hip hop. Like I think that we're hearing the same thing from too many artists, too many popular artists for us not to come together on something that we all agree on, and then we're allowing for particular artists to get thrown under the bus and suffer because everybody else just wants to keep playing by the rules. Like things need to change, you
Right.
know, like
Right. I agree.
like things have to change. It has to.
Right, but it also has to start
I
different.
don't want to
I mean, I
have
don't know.
none of
Y'all went
these
into this.
talks. You don't have. Well, for me, I'm only speaking for me. I don't have these talks once I realize most of the people volunteer to be in the system and want to be in the system.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Literally.
that's what
Thank you.
seems
You
hard
took the
about a
words out of my
boycott
mouth.
to me. The
You
line is
took the
so
words out of my
long for
mouth.
niggas who want to be in your position that I don't even see how a boycott would work. Because as soon as 10 people say, hey, we're not participating anymore, 50 people going to run up and say, well, put me in the game. Put me in the game.
You moved out the
Like
way. You moved out the
honestly,
way. It's
oh, go ahead,
very,
John.
yeah. No, I was saying it's like a dog eat dog type situation, a crab in a barrel type vibe. It's like, okay, once you move out the way, you was my biggest comp. Let me get in that meeting and have that conversation with old boy. Like this moment, you don't think there's 17 million rappers that's now trying to see if they can get their manager or their team to coordinate some sort of a conversation with UMG off the back of this Drake thing? I think it's obvious.
See, that's why. And if Drake maybe in 2016ish, somewhere around nothing was the same before More Life, somewhere around there. If he were to say, all right, I'm starting my, let's call it a management company even. He could have called the shit anything. I'm starting my hub of artists where I will be grooming and helping. I'm saying before niggas knew that maybe that wasn't his bag with all of them other acts. Like if he said, yo, I'm mentoring, I'm starting a crew over here, and we're going to move outside of yada, 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 and incentivize them in some way. I think enough people join that to scare everybody else.
So do what Jay-Z did.
I think but he was different. He was different. Hove was the old nigga coming to them with an amazing concept. So you got the big dogs to be down. I'm not saying that Drake should have just approached the big dogs. I'm saying he should have created his own market share, kind of like his own fucking Bitcoin. And he could have done that. I don't know how many other people can, but I'm not even seeing the attempts. So, and I don't care because it don't have nothing to do with me.
No, I get what you're saying. I don't think you should use grooming, but I do get what you're saying. Just in reference.
But I'm talking about grooming. That's the correct word.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
But
oh no, keep me out of the jokes now that the lawsuits are
that's
flying.
Yeah, but no, but that's another reason why I kind of made the R.B. Luther King statement. Is like I'm trying to find where did this turn on? When? Because I feel like I don't see. Maybe again, it could be my ignorance of not knowing. But where has he ever attempted to make these type of power moves in terms of, you know, getting outside of, like you said, wanting to be in bed, having these relationships, and then those relationships not becoming
Ian, didn't you
fruitful
just
or
tell
as
us he
fruitful as
tried to
he
get
wanted
some
them to
shares
be?
of Apple? Didn't you just tell
They
us
tried
that?
to get equity in Apple. They didn't like
That
they
was
have
when,
to allow you to
2015,
do that.
2016?
Yeah, I just
We're
want to
making an
reiterate
assumption
that
he
I
has not
think
been trying to do this. I feel
No,
like
no,
he
no, no, no,
should
no,
be
no, no,
on
no,
I
no,
didn't
no,
make
no,
an
no.
assumption.
Him
I
getting
just said
shares,
for
him
you
getting
come up here
shares
trying
in
to do too much.
anything is not the same
That's
as
not
what
the
I just
same
said.
thing.
That's building your
Thank
own.
as
you.
making his own.
Yep.
It's not the same thing. Thank you.
But
That's
I
what
And I
I
don't
just
was
know
want to
that
saying.
I
reiterate that
don't
I
know
do
that
think
Drake is
Drake
actually
has a
trying to.
good legal argument, and I do think although the streets is looking at him crazy, if he comes out of this getting out of his deal and getting a boatload of money and then have an opportunity to do even what Joe just said, then he won. So he may look goofy, but
Like, play it out. Like, for the basketball fans, it's the Heatles. Like, imagine Drake being Dwayne Wade and just talking to, yo, hey, Future, when your deal is up, hit me. Thug, hit me.
Yes.
SZA, hit me. All of
Yes.
these people that he just is around. Hey, Snow Allegra, when your shit is up, hit me. I got to play. He could have just, oh my God.
That's what
Whatever.
I'm
No, to
saying.
me,
That's
it sounds
literally
like
what
you
I'm
just want him to do
thinking.
what Jay-Z did. It keeps sounding like that to me because that sounds like Tidal to me, what you're saying. And then the first example, management company, sounds like Rock Nation. This is the thing. I think it's a lot harder. It's easy for us to play Monday quarterback and be like, well, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? It's hard to conceptualize what you don't see. That would have required Drake to be
To stop fucking everybody's baby mom and try to see it.
my God. This
Oh my God. I'm out,
Yeah,
bro. I'm gonna
different
spend time with the family.
priorities.
Love you, man. Appreciate you.
I love
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I do
y'all
think it's a
wanted to
reason why
go
he
under the
keep
table.
bringing it up
Priorities
because
is priorities.
yeah,
Hey,
niggas
I
had different versions of women.
can't go get in my escort bag because I have a big meeting and I got shit that I got planned. Sorry.
Yeah, I know Rick don't like when you bring up the fucking everybody bitches, but I think it's more than just like trying to hate on fucking everybody bitches. It's like, what was a win to you?
It's a headspace.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like what did
exactly.
you
That's
feel
exactly
like
where
you
I
were
was going
winning
with
because
this.
you
He
were sitting
clearly
on these?
he didn't have the guidance, or he didn't
No,
have
Rick,
the
hold on.
somebody
No,
to
it's a
show him.
personality thing. What is a win to you? What makes you feel like you the shit? Are you the shit because you won against these labels, or because you got a good positioning in this industry, or are you the shit because you made these niggas feel small
He
because you was
didn't
able
even
to
know
take
he
their
was
bitches?
fighting the label, El Janelle. That's the point. Y'all. This is the thing. This is one of those things where ignorance is one of those things that it doesn't absolve you of a crime, but we should lend you some grace. Clearly, he didn't know, and you can fault him. You feel like that was immaturity. If you feel like that was him being childlike. If you feel like he spent way more time trying to fuck people, baby mom.
Yes.
I'm fine with the scrutiny and the criticism. Nobody's above it. What I'm saying right now is what I don't like is we're having this conversation today. Because today it appears he's figuring something out. Today it feels like he's seeing the picture. He's done looking at his phone. He's starting to look at the movie screen. Next thing you know, he's going to be looking at the sky. That's what you've been trying to show him, the bigger picture. It takes people time to see what you're trying to show them.
But I also
Rick,
think
well,
that may
Rick,
not
let
be
me
the
just speak for
play.
me. Let me just speak for me, just so we're clear. We have the conversation today because the paperwork that went out kind of confirms a lot of the things that people were thinking, but it was just speculative. That's why I have it today with a different tone. But go ahead, Jonah.
No, I
We
was just
got
gonna
8
say
minutes and I'm booming this. Improper improv is happening, and I've given you Clipper niggas your month. Merry Christmas. You keep it by giving it away.
Shout
Go
out
ahead,
to
Jonah.
Two Clean
talk
Johns.
about it. I just wanted to say this to the point that was made about the ignorance is bliss or grace. I think there's a big difference. There's willful ignorance, and then there's also ignorance by proxy. So you just don't know because you don't have the access. I do think that maybe some of the nuance that people can be speculative about, there's nothing wrong with it, is saying Drake's ignorance is because he chose to be ignorant. He chose to turn a blind eye and focus on other things. And to your point, he's now waking up, which is good, but I do think that then can still come with, well, you're waking up when now it's of a non-benefit to you. And I think that's just where the speculation of why does come into play. And it is fair. Now, is it accurate? No, but I don't think the ignorance card is he didn't know he's this victim. No, I think he had enough access, enough relationships, enough connections, in my opinion, where that could have been you were ignorant, but ignorance is bliss to you because you were cool with the benefits you were receiving at the time, which is money, hoes, power, fame, success, all the things that are your equity. That's your equity. And I think that's what Elle was saying, is maybe people have different levels of equity, and maybe now Drake is saying, okay, now I want to change what I feel mine is.
Well, I got another question.
And that's cool,
I got another question.
I don't know.
Is Kendrick okay? So let's just say we assume everything Drake is saying is true. This whole conspiracy to almost replace him with Kendrick in a way. I know I'm a lightweight exaggerating, but let's just roll with it. Is Kendrick a hypocrite to take all of the shit that maybe Universal was doing for Drake and benefit from it and try to almost take that spot if his main thing has been so anti-industry? Or is it like, yeah, maybe we want him to
He's
get
a
to that?
hypocrite and a pawn. He's doing to Drake what
Hold on,
Chris
let me tell
never
you the
did to
or.
MJ.
Let me tell you the or is it almost better for him to get that position because he seems like he has the rebel energy where he wouldn't have been just trying to fuck people bitches. He would have been trying to get us to where we're all saying we wish Drake would have went years ago. So is it a good thing? Like, yeah, put Kendrick there because Kendrick gonna play the game the right way. Or is it like, oh, this nigga's a hypocrite. He talked all that shit. Now he wants.
If Drake is too far behind, are we really going to argue that Kendrick can do it now? Is that the argument we're trying to set forth? If Drake is too far behind, and he had his, Kendrick Lamar just got his record label. Like,
well, yeah, because yes, I would make that argument, Grandpa Rick. Let me tell you why. Because when y'all were describing when Drake should have did it, it was before he made everybody all of the money. So it's like when you were in a position of, hey, you seem valuable and it seems like there's a lot of money coming in your future, that's kind of when y'all described as the right time to make that move. So that would kind of be where Kendrick is right now, correct?
And I don't think that at this point Kendrick would be able to be bought. I don't think that he's in a position. I think if you listen to some of his art, he does say, no, for real. If you listen to the art, there's a lot of pointing to, I've been there, done that. I processed me wanting to be the nigga with the chains. Now I'm trying to, set people free, etc. With all the bars that all the Drake lovers hate. References where he stands and what's his value. So I do think pawn is I don't know how I feel about that. I won't say I agree or disagree just yet about that statement, but could it present that he's hypocritical? Yes, depending on how deep the relationship goes. How much he does. Him being offered opportunities like the Super Bowl is not a pawn. I just see it differently, and I think it's okay. But I just don't see opportunities where he can get on that platform and present the way we know Kendrick has presented. Kendrick don't present cookie cutter.
Y'all believe this man marketing, and it's so stressful because if y'all think that this man trying to be a martyr, he's trying to become what Drake is. He wants to become Drake. Why do y'all think he put out this album? He's not trying to fight the industry. He's in bad with the industry. They just give you a different presentation.
Definitely does not want to become Drake.
He doesn't want to become Drake at all. He actually is the antithesis of Drake.
The industry,
what are we talking about? He's the antithesis of Drake.
Everybody can see this. Why is he now making commercial music? All of a sudden he want to make West. He was just doing woke books and theses and theories and Pulitzer Prize worthy albums, and now all of a sudden he want to bang with the West Coast. What do you think that is? let's just put a plot together.
All of a
He's
sudden,
trying to
he
make
wants to
more
bang
all of a
commercial
sudden-
music so he can build.
Now we're
build
gonna act like
more
the
commercial
bait. Now we're gonna act like that sound was commercial, huh?
Joe,
That
you
sound
keep
is
me come off
commercial.
mute. Hold on, because
See,
I've
now
been in
this
Oakland
is
for
where
a
the
long
this is where
So that
the
sound was so
hold on,
popping,
hold on,
huh?
that's
Y'all
crazy
cannot
right
see
now.
this play. That's
Hell
insane.
no,
That's
I've been
crazy
in
as
Oakland
hell.
for a long time.
No,
And
it's
that
the
is not the
praise y'all make
commercial
up.
sound
Like
that
that's
all you
not a
niggas
real
was asking
play.
for
That's
at all.
not
Y'all was
commercial
It's
at
his
all.
version of commercial. He can't go make Hotline Bling. Of course not. That would just be so obvious and all
Because
bland.
he's not
So if I'm
chasing after
trying to
Drake. He wants to
Damn was
destroy
commercial,
what Drake
man.
make
did.
Luther. I make fucking TV off. I make Hey Now. This is it. That's as
But
close
he's
as
already
you can
had
get to
all
what
of
Drake
that.
made.
He's done all of that
Are you
already.
saying you think
He's done all of that
I
already?
think
Did
that
we listen to
Luther's a way
Damn?
better scissor feature than that shake your ass
Oh,
bullshit.
Yeah,
Oh, you
and
boo.
talk
are
about
you
Rich
saying
Baby Daddy, sure, but you're
Song
not
was
really talking
horrible.
about Slime You Out, but that's fine.
That song was
I
absolutely
don't
horrible.
listen to
Thank
me. I don't
God
want
it's
to argue
gone
with
and
Rick.
over
do
with.
you
This
think
man
TV
is a
off is a
hypocrite.
commercial
He's
sound?
showing you
Hold
he's a
on,
hypocrite.
Rick,
He's
I'm
showing
asking
you
you a
the
question.
con. Y'all don't want to see it. Y'all believe the hype.
Oh
And
my God.
it's
Rick is going
clearly
through
that
her
he's trying to,
series.
he want Drake's spot. He want to be in bed with the industry. He's not trying to
Yeah,
destroy it. If he was trying
No,
to
that's
destroy
not
it, you
clearly.
don't do this to
Look,
Drake. You don't get on a public platform and call that man a pedophile.
you
when
don't do
he's
this to
doing
Drake.
for
It's crazy.
content
Drake did it to
because
himself.
you
Oh my
know
God,
it's
here we
okay.
Y'all
go.
got 2
Okay.
minutes,
Hold on,
and
hold
I'm
on. We got
booming it.
Okay, now here we
Rick,
go.
I
Here we
disagree with
go.
what you're saying. I think the reason why you think everybody want to be Drake is because you see value in Drake. There's a lot of people who don't have that same
Exactly.
I don't
analysis
mean
of. Hold
literally
on, let me
Drake. He
finish. Let
want
me
Drake's
finish, Rick. Let me
spot.
finish, Rick. Let me finish. There's a lot of people that don't have that same analysis of like Drake is the man, Drake is the spot to be. There's a lot of people who think Drake be on some fake ass shit, some copycat ass shit, some overly commercialized shit, and they don't want to be him. Especially a nigga who feels rooted in what Pac was doing. It doesn't match that a nigga who looks up to Pac wants to be Drake. They're opposites of each other.
And can I say something to what you're saying, Elle? Can I say
Yeah.
something to what you're saying? Absolutely, Kendrick should be the
We
person
got
in play.
1
But you want to
minute.
know what? We want
We
to get a
have
Dun, dun,
1
cosplaying
dun.
colonizer
minute
out the
And what
space.
do
before
you
this
think
room
Kendrick Lamar is?
self-destructs.
Well,
Y'all
before
just
y'all
acknowledge
start
he a
talking, I
hypocrite.
just want to say
It's
this.
the
Y'all
nigga
got
that
30
don't deserve
seconds.
baby.
Hold on.
He got
Let you
59
I had a
land.
great
Grammys.
time.
He got
All
hella
right.
number one.
Happy
He might be going to
belated.
the Super Bowl. The writing is
But
on the
can
wall.
we
This
get
nigga wants
Rick,
to be a pop
can I
star.
land?
He
Do
ain't
the
mad
mute.
that he
Do the
ain't been
mute
there.
thing.
And you
Rick,
know who
take
else
Hold on.
wanted
that.
him?
Take it to
Drake.
Danny's space, Rick. Take
Yeah,
it to
because I don't know
Danny's
what's going on.
space. We hear you, girl. It's over. It's over,
Yeah, don't
girl.
nobody want to be no
Happy
copycat.
belated,
I
Al.
had a great birthday.
Good, good. I'm glad. Peace, love, health, wealth, prosperity, yada, yada, yada. If one of y'all start a space, I'll be in the A-noms until I bounce over to flip shit.
Hey.
Have a great day.